private personal consultant, advocate for mental health awareness, and I have digital products for sale on master resale rights. Just smoking chill. And I fixed that link too. So if y'all was looking for the Money Machine AI Twin Bot, the link's in the bio. I like to put filters on my joints. It should be hidden. I forgot to start the day off like this the other day. Not really so much today, but the broadcast. So I'm gonna leave the day with this and get start back another broadcast. Um, Enjoying His Presence by Sarah Young. Jesus Calling. This reading would have been for June 4th, 2025. Welcome challenging times as opportunities to trust me. You have me beside you and my spirit within you. So no set of circumstances is too much for you to handle. When the path before you is dotted with difficulties, beware of measuring your strength against those challenges. That calculation is certain to riddle you with anxiety. Without me, you wouldn't make it past the first hurdle. The way to walk through demanding days is to grip my hand tightly and to stay close communication with me. Stay close in communication with me. Let your thoughts and spoken words be richly favored with trust and thankfulness, regardless of the day's problems. I can keep you in perfect peace as you stay close to me. Peace and blessings. Thanks for tuning in. I'm reading from the book of James, chapter 1, verses 21. And this is Jesus Calling by Sarah Young. Enjoying His Presence. Thanks for tuning in. Where you watching from? And this is the word for today, and I'll read it again in case you guys haven't got a chance to hear it. I'm leaving the day with this one, but I'll start it off with the next one since it is the next day. But this is Enjoying His Presence by Sarah Young, Jesus Calling. And I'm reading from June 4th, 2025. And then I'll read for today's message, which is June 5th. And happy Thursday. Feliz Suaves. Come on to bed. How's it going? And what up? Thanks for tuning in, Chad. Welcome challenging times as opportunities to trust me. You have me beside you and my spirit within you. So no set of circumstances is too much for you to handle. When the path before you is dotted with difficulties, beware of measuring your strength against those challenges. That calculation is certain to riddle you with anxiety. Without me, you wouldn't make it past the first hurdle. The way to walk through demanding days is to grip my hand tightly and stay in close communication with me. Let your thoughts and spoken words be richly flavored with trust and thankfulness, regardless of the day's problems. I can keep you in perfect peace as you stay close to me. Isaiah 26, chapter 2. Make sure y'all subscribe too as y'all coming in. And let me know where y'all watching from. I'm Aaron Glenn, a private personal consultant. I advocate for mental health awareness. I offer digital products with master resale rights, affiliate marketing, digital marketing. I make money online, and I teach people how to manage anxiety and stress. I put out daily blogs. You join my email list, be a part of that. Also, if you want to join the free webinar happening this Friday, you want to Sign up now while spots are available. TeamAngieLLC.com. You sign up and then I send you the free blueprint copy, step by step how to make money online, and also the link to sign up for the webinar happening this Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But anyway, let's keep it moving. Since today is June 5th, 2025, we'll be reading from today's message, and I want to leave this with you guys. It's some powerful inspiration for those of you who looking for some motivation. I'm gonna read this and I'm gonna show y'all what this webinar stuff like and what my products and programs look like while I smoke and chill, and y'all check that out. All right, but nevertheless, remember that you live in a fallen world, an abnormal world, tainted by sin. Much frustration and failure result from your seeking perfection in this life. There is nothing perfect in this world except me. That is why closeness to me satisfies deep yearnings to fill you with joy. I have planted longings for perfection in every human heart. That is a good desire, which I alone can fulfill. But most people seek this fulfillment in other people and earthly pleasures or achievements. Thus, they create idols before which they bow down. I will have no other gods before me. Make me the deepest desire in your heart. Let me fulfill your yearnings for perfection. Psalms 37:4, and also Exodus 20 and chapter 3. I ain't really like this one too much, but it's a profound word and it's pretty powerful. It goes to show that we serve a jealous God, and also if you look at it in another form, um, if you put anything before God, you basically just saying you don't trust God to do as He say. And if you believe in God, that's one thing. But if you know God could do stuff for you and have done things for you, believing is just saying you don't trust God to do as He say He would. So that's just what that verse was saying to me. Like, why put things before God when you know the power of God? You know where your sources come from, and it's like, why chase after all these things and then disappoint yourself? Like, it's a waste of time, a waste of energy. So it's just saying, you know, spend time getting to know God so you know that you can hear God's voice and you could be sustained. You won't have to seek fulfillment in all these worldly things that not do anything but leaves you empty. We try to fill ourselves with all the pleasures of the world, and then at the end of the day, we end up just destroying ourselves with all these things, these distractions. That was a decent little word for today. What y'all think about that? If y'all want to hear more like that, let me know. I got it for every day of the rest of the year. I'll read them out. Thank you. I appreciate you for tuning in. I'm new to this. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to put out a lot of value. I'm trying to help as many people as I can. Let y'all know my story, where I come from, and let you know that my past doesn't dictate my future, nor that I let it help me back. And I want to let that be some strength and encouragement to somebody out there going through anything and you feeling like you just don't know where to go, or you need a little direction, or maybe you've made a lot of mistakes and you don't feel like you deserve a chance to start over. I'm all about positive vibes, spiritual guidance, counselor, but I'm in the public relations industry, so however I can help and service the public, that's why I have all these products and services available. I use them myself as well because I'm always ever growing, always learning, always in a position to grow. And I can learn from any and everybody. So, I don't look at anybody any differently, no matter what you're doing in life. I definitely appreciate your time for being here, though. Like minded. Individuals track like my individual. It's no coincidence that we cross paths. As many people on this platform, yeah, here we are together, and it's a blessing, and I appreciate it. Also, I'm having an annual event coming up July 3rd. June 30th is the last day to sign up. All you have to do is subscribe to my exclusive Facebook group, and I'm doing cash giveaways to three of my subscribers. So June 30th is the last day to subscribe to my exclusive Facebook page, my exclusive Facebook group. Cash giveaways July 3rd. I'm giving away to three of my subscribers cash. It's just my way, a Team Angie way of giving back and showing our appreciation for all of y'all supporters. Whether you like you do now, comment, like, subscribe, or just check out my stuff or share my posts, whatever it be on this platform or any platform. But the cash giveaways is through Team Angie exclusive Facebook page. I mean group on Facebook. And that's how anybody and everybody could be a part of it because I'm giving away to my subscribers on there. I drop daily information on there all the time. DUI projects, recipes, art. A lot of exclusive content is worth it, and it's only $1. So it's a lot of value. Yeah, a lot of value. Where you watching from? I'm currently in Michigan. It's raining real bad out here. It's pouring down bad. So I'm just chilling, and I've been working on my craft, watching some everything that I got is like e-courses. I got a lot of mentors and a lot of programs, and I'm just learning through everything, earning while I learn, and extending that opportunity to everybody who want an opportunity to earn and learn at the same time, and also to pay as you go, so you don't have to worry about coming up with a whole bunch of money at once. To have some high income earning skills. These are what I teach. This is what I offer. All the links in the bio too. Everything I do is money motivated, money making activities. But yeah, I'm gonna show y'all though what the community like and what my products and programs about, so y'all can know what's to it. And then it's Texas, much love Texas. Shout out to Texas, peace and blessings. Appreciate y'all's love and support. A lot of y'all from down south be finding my vibes, be finding my page. I'm happy my frequencies come down there because somebody from Kentucky was just on here the other day. And then Pennsylvania, my bad. Ohio, Illinois, Lake County. I never been to Texas, but I want to come visit. I stayed in Alabama for like 2 years before in Oklahoma. So yeah, down south, much love always. I love it. I love y'all hospitality. I love y'all vibes. I see you, Calvin. What up? Oh yeah, Texas in the house. Much love to Texas. Big hearts to the big state. Yeah, y'all do it big down there. I love y'all swag. When I think about Texas, I think about the gold grills. I think about a lot of different stuff, especially y'all lingo, how y'all talk. I love y'all accent. Down south is one thing, but you got Atlanta, they got their thing. You got Texas, of course. You got Louisiana, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody got their own little things down there. And I like how y'all represent. God, peace and blessings. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm in the Midwest. I've been up here my whole life. The only reason why is because like when it come down to the heat, man, I really can't do the heat. I was born in the fall, so like it gotta be cool a little bit and it gotta be a little warm. Yeah. Like I get along with pretty much anybody and everybody. I'm all about development. I'm trying to learn, I'm trying to grow, and You can't do that when you feeling like you better than everybody and you got your nose up on people. I get frustrated with people like anybody and everybody else, but I'm a friendly guy, so could be friends and get to know me. But some people not friendly though, not everybody friendly. And that's the thing, like you can't be friends with everybody because everybody not friendly. But as much as I can be, I like to be friends with people because I like to learn from people. I like to grow and shit. That's what we all here for. All I do is smoke and chill. I don't like all that turn up stuff, like that rah rah stuff. You know what I'm saying? I ain't finna argue with you. But yeah, I create a safe space like this. That's why I be like this because this is the type of energy I like. I don't want people to feel like you got to be watching your back when you're around me. I don't want you be in my presence feeling like you don't belong. That's why I'm like this because I want people to be able to know that it's a safe place to go to. I'll advocate for mental health awareness. It's all right to talk about how you feel. It's all right to talk about your lacks and doubts, because we human. We go through a fluctuation of emotions throughout the day. Sometimes we like resources. Sometimes we like the knowledge to be able to know how to elevate and evolve. And it gets frustrating. Sometimes we inadequate or incompetence with trying to learn because we just haven't learned certain things, so we don't have grace on ourselves. And I'm talking about myself. If you relate, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's like I've been on the path of self-destruction for a long time, and I couldn't blame nobody but myself until I really started being accountable and started like really wanting to have the experiences that I dream about and start figuring out like how can I have that experience without being a victim and getting out of that victim mindset. And that was a hard thing to do. Like I had to really be real with myself. Even to this day, it's still hard to be real with myself. I can say, oh, I'm real with myself. But it's uncomfortable truths that I have to face on time and time again, and time and a different basis or whatever. And that's how I'm learning how to grow and evolve. That's how I'm learning how to become a bit better business person as well because I've been doing this digital marketing for a while and I haven't been making sales like that, but I haven't been coachable either. And I'm doing something totally different that I never done before, but I'm becoming a totally different person as well. And the moment I became coachable, the moment I start evolving and start getting a lot of leads and start having different opportunities come to make this make sense, because I didn't have all the pieces either. And I didn't know I didn't have all the pieces together because I wasn't coachable. So I wasn't able to see what I was missing. But it just takes about being around like-minded individuals and people that inspire you so you can learn from them. If you're open-minded to learn from them and coachable to learn from them, then it's no telling how far you can go because the sky's the limit, however far you want to go in life. This new year has been crazy. It's been a lot of distractions, but I'm glad we making it. It's unfortunate people they didn't make it this year. I just lost an auntie 2 months ago. Like I didn't ever think that we wouldn't finish this year together. And just today a little cousin of mine passed away. So it's like, man, this year is taking people every year. Take people and condolences to those of you who have lost somebody this year or last year who come into this year missing somebody. It's not easy, man. And I look forward to brighter days and good days this year. But as far as um, any and everything, I just try to focus on being happy each day. My pursuit of happiness is what I pursue. I pursue that each year, and I'm trying to be consciously aware of how I put myself out there, making sure that I put myself in position to have experiences and better opportunities. So I'm aware of what's going on. I like to see the news. I usually watch this platform to check out what's going on in the world because I do care about what's going on. As much as I can do, I want to make it a better place for everybody. even myself. So I'm out here just trying to put out the vibe so that it could be more contagious and then the world could be a better place. And every year we could be just excited to be creating. What you think about it so far though? Like what's really stood out for you? Have anything really impacted you in a major way this year so far? Are you looking for any opportunities in particular this year? Did you make any resolutions? I think they call it like any New Year's resolutions. And prayer definitely does help too, you know. Ah, congratulations too. That's a wonderful thing. Transformation. As you transition, I'm not sure if you've been there before, but you know, just give yourself a little time to figure out what's what. And always hit up the temp services too. I use Google like a motherfucker to figure out where the place is at, you know, the resources you might need. But yeah, that's what's up, man. I never been down there before, but I hear it's a lot of good people though, a lot of opportunities, a lot of growth. So you in the right direction. Moving is a scary thing, but you know it's no growth and comfortability. Being comfortable. I'm pretty sure you loved it in Texas. Oh no, this how me. I just freeform. Yeah, I just freeform my locks. I got some little clippers from Walmart just so I could keep up, you know, groom myself. They get wild though. This shit go fast. But yeah, like you know, they be taxing. It's like $50 for a lineup. No, they would be happy if I would be keep going like that. Like 50 for they do the razor and they get me together. It'd be decent though. It lasts about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. My hair grow fast though. I appreciate that, yeah. I ain't no expert, but I've been doing it for a while now. And a while I mean like some years. But the more you do anything in life, the better you get, you know. I've been practicing on myself. I still look at it as like practicing on myself. I know what kind of look I want, so I go for it and I just perfect that. I usually do the same look, but when I'm feeling down, that's when I leave it like it is. Not like how it is, but I get rough. I be looking crazy. You'll think I'm a walking werewolf. Yeah, I'm hairy. I'm a hairy man. I was gonna put on some conspiracy theories. Y'all want to check some of that out? Really, it's like one. Well, of course you know what time it is, but yeah, and I ain't gonna lie. Reason why I'm up and geeked up, like I'm energized and stuff like that, because I was up going through courses, learning how to do affiliate marketing and different stuff, like you know, putting more skills to myself. And I was just up sharing the opportunity, teaching people. So I ended up staying up to like 7 in the morning, and then I slept all day. I woke up like around the fourth hour, like four p.m. and I'm still up now. So I just really woke up at like 4 p.m. and I've been up now. But yeah, I feel well. I'm in good spirits. I try to keep this vibe all through the day. You know, it's your choice though. Of course, things happen to where I'm not so happy, but I don't choose to focus on that throughout my day. I let it go. I experience it. Is that experience, and that's over with. Now focus back on what makes me happy. That's the thing about happiness, you know, it's a pursuit. You get to choose what you want to be happy about. You share your happiness with people. Can't nobody make you happy, you know. So that's I'm single too because like I'm not out here trying to make people happy, and I'm not finna be out here trying to play that game either. You know, if you're not happy, then you're not happy. I can only share my happiness with you. But yeah, I don't engage in energy like that. Like even just dealing with people, like people make me happy or unhappy. They don't like if people add to my happiness, that's cool. If not, then I know and I analyze that if I detect somebody's energy is like not balancing mine out, then I don't want to be around that person or deal with that person. And you could choose to deal with who you want to deal with too. Peace and blessings. Oh, open eyes. Thanks for tuning in. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking too. Peace and blessings. Much love. Make sure y'all subscribe too as y'all coming in. I follow back. Yeah, peace and blessings. I'm blessed. I try to stay in a grateful spirit. I'm grateful. I go through things, but I focus on the best things because I want to have more better experiences like that. I'm not perfect. I don't have it all. I don't always be in the best of moods, but I choose to focus on what makes me happy, and I choose to keep having those experiences. And I choose to share those vibes with people who want to have those vibes. Yeah, life is way too short to focus on the bad because what can you do? You experience it. You can learn to not keep experiencing it. You know what to do better, right? But not to say that. Okay, look, I look at it like this, and this is just my point of view of life, and I've been getting leaning more on this point more and more. So, look, this what you could do too, Calvin, and I'm gonna get to what I'm saying too in a minute. Open eyes, but Calvin, look, what you want to do is you can do because anything you believe is true. If you believe you can do it, it's true. If you believe you can't, that's true as well. But look, I'm finna give you some tools. Like right now, when you get off of this, do 5 minutes a day. Start your channel with some shorts. Do you want to be faceless or you want to put your face out there? Depending on how you want to do that as well. But on your breaks, whenever you got time, when you wake up first thing in the morning, just be like, I'm thankful, Lord, you woke me up, or whoever you believe in, and just be like, be in that grateful mode as soon as you get up and you conscious that you up and put that energy into saying, this is how I start my day. However, whatever kind of videos you're gonna make, put a little bit of it together, put it in your draft, and keep doing that every day. And whenever you get the courage to post one, I'm gonna watch it. Tag me in it or whatever, and then I love to see you start making videos. Yup, that's all it takes. I said I was gonna start my channel this year. I wanted to post every day, but this one me posting, this me living up to what I said I was gonna do. Am I doing it every day? I'm trying, but that's all we can do. And look at it like this too, right? You got the rest of the year. If you do this every day for the rest of the year, you'll have at least like what is like 180 days, 200 days. You'll have 200 some videos, and that's 200 chances of going viral. 200 chances of growing 200,000 subscribers or whatever. You putting yourself in a good position. So don't worry about if your videos are top notch or if you got the equipment and all that. Don't even focus on that. Just make your videos, have fun, and do what you do. Make sure you're doing it because you like to do it. Because it's gonna be days where you don't feel like doing it. But whatever videos you make, just have fun with it, bro. And then back to you, open eyes. Jesus love us all. Yup. Peace and blessings. I believe Jesus was real. I'm not no religious person at all. I'm spiritual, meaning I practice all spiritual aspects and whatever relates to my spirit, I practice that more. So I'm not telling you who to believe in and how to believe in anybody, but what I am telling you is you have to have a personal relationship with God. And if you know God is real, then you know God is real. And you have to have a personal relationship with God so you can hear God's voice. Whenever you get that feeling inside you that something ain't right, that you should do this, that you should do that, that's God. And however God comes to you, you got to know that that's God talking to you because just because you You practice whatever religion you practice, that doesn't mean that the bad parts of that religion isn't going to come to you, meaning the bad spirits involved with that religion isn't going to try you. So get a personal relationship with God, whoever you believe in, and make sure you know you hear God's voice. Because God know his children, and you should know who your father is, right? And I'm gonna give you an analogy that I just learned. It's like when you in a store, your family or friend, they might be over and they're calling your name. You don't see them, but you hear them, but you know who they is because you know them. That's the same as with God. You should know when you hear God's voice and when God's talking to you. And the way that I practice hearing God is through spirituality, whether it be through Christianity, Buddhism, Allah, whatever. I'm not telling you who to believe in, how to believe in, but I'm just telling you that I know God for myself and I don't believe in any other thing. I know for a fact. And believe is just you're not for sure, but you want to be for sure. So, that term believe I don't use too often because I know for a fact, I know for a fact, his name really probably wasn't Jesus, but I believe that, he's real. I go by Yeshua, you know what I'm saying? Jesus, whatever. But yeah, we all talk about the same person. I do know that he was real. I do know that he is the God, in that same route. And I know how to get healed. I know how to get my financial blessings. I know how to get my protection. I know how to call on God. So yeah, I know God. I don't believe. But that's how I look at it. That's how I go about it. Yeah, because somebody was just arguing with me today, like, you go to church? I said, no, I don't go to church. And then they was like, what they was saying kind of threw me off. They was like, so, well, I'm a Christian. I was like, okay, that's nice or whatever. I don't really do the religious stuff, but I believe in God and I believe, um, wherever you at talking about God, that's where you having church at. I believe that Jesus wasn't sitting in church all day, that he was out putting the work in. I say faith without works is dead. So if you just sitting in the church and you're not out in the world helping people become saved, then you're not really showing me the love of God. You're pushing me to go to a church, and they start arguing with me about that. I'm like, I don't go to church, and I'm not finna start. Like wherever I'm at, God is there with me because I'm living in faith and I'm putting the work out in faith and I'm meeting with other believers of the same faith. Whenever we meet and whenever we talk about God, God is in the midst. So we're having church everywhere, and I'm not trying to be out here pushing people to go to church because what is they going to do for you? Especially if you don't ever see God in me, you should know God is within me by my works and by my vibes and by what I'm doing, not by what I'm telling you to go do and what you think that it is. You know what I'm telling you, stuff like that. Like it kind of threw me off. I was just like, man, no, I don't go to church because it's a waste of my time. I say I don't. I tie differently. And they was like, tying is between you and God. I'm like, okay, that's cool. But the reason I don't go to church because I don't like big in churches. They gonna want some money when I get up in there, whether you telling me they don't or not. I don't know. They're gonna ask me for something. And they're not putting money into my pockets. This even the churches in my community not putting out programs for me to know what's going on to help my situation. So I'm putting my money into my own situations. I'm not finna go to your church and tip and donate or whatever. When I go outside and I see somebody need my financial services, I tip them like that or whatever. I put my money to work like that. But I be where I need to be in. I'm not finna be in your facility hearing you preach at me. I know how to go hear somebody preach if I want to hear somebody preach. But other than that, like I don't want to hear that. I'm not finna go sit and hear that. Like, don't preach to me because what is you doing for me? I link with those people who are here making the change, not talking about change. And that's how I live and that's how I feel and that's how I stand on that. I'm not finna be in your building hearing you fuss at me and give you a couple dollars because you telling me what you believe to help me try to believe something when I know who God is and I know what God can do for me. And I know how to go to God myself for myself. I believe we are gods and we co-create with God. So why do I need you to intermediate for me when Jesus already did that and still doing that? So I don't need you to push your beliefs on me, and I don't need to give you any of my money because you're trying to tell me how to believe something that I already know is real. Like I don't need your guidance on that level. You're not my spiritual guidance. I don't need your spiritual guidance, is what I was telling her basically. Got mad, like whatever though. Like I don't like to get into that with people. And actually actions definitely speak louder than words. It's like why would I want to go sit in church with you when I don't see God in you? I don't play with God. And I'm not finna go play with God with you or with anybody. I don't know what God you believe in. You say Jesus, but you don't show me Jesus at all. And you got to be careful who let pray with you too, or pray for you, because these people have these demons all over you, and you'll be sitting there wondering what's going on in your life. And the number one red flag to find out if these people are one of those people, everything in their life just seem to go wrong. It's like a string of bad luck, and they just can't figure it out. That's a lot of money. Yeah, they don't put that money into the community. Some of them do. Not every church is the same, and I'm not even saying that everybody is doing the same thing or rotate or function the same way. I'm just saying, as far as myself, I have my own little community that we got our own things going on, and we not sitting in no building doing it. And I'm not saying that it's wrong to have an establishment to do what you need to do. I'm just saying, like, I'm not promoting that. Like, I don't need to be sitting somewhere learning something that I'm already learning. I know how to go find the information. I know how to get educated. And I feel like that's just for people who don't know how to get educated, who need somebody to teach them, which everybody needs somebody to teach them, but I don't need that. And I don't be out here pushing religion on people or spirituality on people. Like, it's a part of my life and it's something that I engage in. It's something I do, and we can talk about it. Not saying that I'm finna be a believer or whatever you're talking about or participate in none of that shit, or that I'm trying to get you to do the same. We just talking about it. If we can learn from each other, that's great. If not, whatever. And that's sad too. You should never be in a building of believers and feeling like that. That's why I be like, I don't want to go feel out of place. I always want to be where I feel celebrated, not tolerated. And I don't want to go nowhere where I'm trying to learn, where I'm supposed to be learning, but people looking down because I don't know. What you don't know, you just don't know, and nothing's wrong with that. Shame on you for not teaching me, not shame on me for trying to learn. And that's really fucked up. But in society, they'll do that to you. And you in there giving your money to these people, giving your time to these people, like for what? It's crazy. And at the end of the day, it's like, what did you just learn? What did you get from that? You just sacrificed some of your finances, some of your time, some of your dignity to go fit in with society. And that's what everybody do. We all sacrifice a little bit to go fit in with the crowds that we want to fit in with. But it take a lot of courage to stand out and be like, you know what, I'm gonna do this whether I'm doing it alone or I'm doing it with the world. And that's what I'm doing. Like I don't have to go run to your church because you want to fit in. You want me to fit in with you. No, fuck you. Go by your motherfucker self. I said. But nah, I ain't trying to be like that. But sometimes you have to be. And one thing I did learn from the Bible is it's a time for everything. So if it's a time for that, it's time for that. But the bad thing about that, like I come across a lot of atheists too. But when it's time for the spiritual warfare, they don't have anybody on their side because, for whatever reason, And if they ever have any spiritual attacks, that's when they realize, they on the wrong side of it. And a lot of them people, they just really hurt, spiritually hurt by whatever practices they practice. They've been let down. Even myself practicing to learn about God and being disappointed with God and, not turning atheist, but just being mad at God. Some people just mad at God and they say they atheists, but they're not. Whenever you wake up every day, how can you say it's no God? When you look at the sun, when you look at the wind, those people really just mad at God and they mad at the spiritual practice that they started and it's not benefiting to them. And they're stuck in that spiritual realm and those contracts that they can't get out. The thing about spiritual, when you get into certain spiritual contracts and binds, you really bound for eternity. It's no like the human flesh, like I say I'm gonna do something and don't do it. It don't work like that with the spirit. And these people out here playing with these spirits and they done got bound to something they don't want to be bound to. So now they all of a sudden atheists. And they want somebody to share that pain with them. Misery loves company. Misery comes in many different forms. But you gotta be aware of that. You gotta be spiritually in tune when that misery come around, because that's a bad spirit. Just like lust, just like a lot of different ones, but that's one you got to be aware of. It could be your friend, it could be whoever. They not gonna tell you about their spiritual practice. Everybody say they Christian, everybody say whatever, but behind closed door, who are you calling on? We all pray, but who are you really praying to? What are you really doing? And that's something you really don't know what people doing. You really don't know. But people have a lot of demons and real demons that they really dealing with. Yeah, you got two different practices. Whatever that work. To each his own. Everybody got something that work for them, and I encourage you to keep whatever work for you. No matter if you're doing it by yourself or if you got people that's helping you with that. And that's why a lot of people go to church, because they looking for that and they need that. But it's a lot of people don't have that together now, and they wasting a lot of people's time. Me, I don't like to go waste my time. I'm cool on that. Like, and I'm not finna go leech off nobody energy. Like, if they doing good, they got something going, that's good. But if my spirit led me there, that's where I need to be. I'm not placing myself in any situation. I'm not doing that. I'm good. Yeah, the word is powerful. There's not too many books in the world I know you could pick up, and there's a word in there that's gonna help guide you and help you. Not too many books that's gonna help you. Anytime I could pick up a Bible random page I pick up to, it's something in there for me. That's why I keep this little book. It's kind of like a Bible, but it's got inspiration from the Bible. And anybody in that mind frame and in that spirit, somebody you gonna latch to, gonna vibe with. Yeah. When you live how I live, and just like you just be aware, alert to a lot of different things. See, a lot of people just, I don't know, they show you like the world is way more. It's crazy. You got to be open to changes. I'm a water sign at that. Transformation. My birthday coming up October 28th. But yeah, like my lifestyle on top of that is like you forced to change. You forced to go through changes. Some of them good, some of them bad, some of them you want, some of them you don't want. Hey, that's what's up. November 13th, like almost about 2 weeks apart. My baby mama birthday on the 10th, the 9th, the 10th. I know somebody's on the 9th and hers on the 10th. Yeah, we are them babies. Yeah, I appreciate you for tuning in. Peace and blessings. Have a good night's rest. Happy belated too, April 23rd. Yeah, we just missed your celebration. We got you next year though. We coming. Yep, have a good night's rest. April 23rd, Calvin birthday. So y'all make sure y'all remember that. Come with gifts and love. But yeah, that's what I did yesterday. I was on here trying to promote my stuff. I put the wrong link in for as far as the affiliate programs, but I switched it up. That's why I'm really on here right now today. Right now, talking about whatever I'm talking about because I wanted to make sure everybody know. Y'all could be a part of my cash giveaways happening July 3rd. Also with those affiliate links and my oh yeah, I appreciate that. I'm gonna be on here every day. If not on here live every day, definitely dropping videos. But I mean, if I'm gonna be on here, I might as well go live and drop videos. I be on Facebook on Tuesdays and Thursdays for sure. That's my little thing I got going on because I do blog. I drop blogs. If y'all ever want a piece of my blogs, they come out frequently. I said this year I was gonna do blogs and YouTube, so I've been working on that. Still working on it and gonna keep working on it. But I drop weekly newsletters. Just copy my email list. That's teamangellc.com. That's free blueprint copy of step-by-step blueprint how to make money online. And then with that, I send out weekly newsletters. Also, whenever we having like this webinar happening this Friday, the link in there to sign up for that. And then the blogs come with that too. So it basically like all the information on what we got going on, how you could be a part of it, and different ways we make and pay online. My biggest reason for making money online is because my rough lifestyle and being self-destructive. I didn't got a back a bad background. Yeah, that's the best thing for real, for real. Making money online from the power of Wi-Fi or data, depending on where you at. As long as you got a phone, tablet. But you, oh yeah, yeah, that's my situation. That was my whole inspiration for doing this. Team Angie LLC going on 3 years. This be my third year in business. As far as digital marketing and affiliate marketing and making money online, this is my finna be my first year doing this. I had other things going on with Team Angie when I first started, but nevertheless, I started Team Angie because I had a bad background and I lost my sister. My sister, Angela Glenn, she was the reason and inspiration I started Team Angie in honor of her. This is her. I got a lot of this is my late great sister. And then this is my yeah, I started that for her because she lost her life to suicide, and that was something I never ever thought. Thank you, I appreciate that. Much love. That was something I never imagined that I lived through or I experienced. When you live in life and you just really living for yourself, you experience certain things that wake you up to different parts of reality, and that experience had me it just had me losing myself. I really lost a part of myself and trying to find myself. I was destroying myself. And it got to the point where God just was like, enough. And I was making mistakes and it led me into jail. That's where I had my kind of intervention. And I was also grieving at the same time. But I just had to wake up. And what God told me was, I'm going to lead you to a land of milk and honey. It was like the promises of the Bible that came through Deuteronomy chapter 28, I believe. And it was just like so much stuff. And it was just a surreal experience. I'm going to tell y'all something in a minute, too. And, thank you. It was like one day I was asking God, like, why am I here in jail then if I'm a good person and you gonna bless me? And he was like, he was telling me the real. And when you know God, and you'll hear from God, however you hear from God. And I hear from God through a lot of different ways. The majority of the ways is through my dreams and through music and through subtle messages, whether it be in my mind or it be a verse or it be something I see, something that I read, words like that, physical words. But anyway, he was like, "You got a problem, and you ain't gonna do nothing about that problem, and this problem is gonna be your downfall." He was like, "You smoke too much and shit. You gonna just gonna that's gonna be the problem." And I'm like, "Wow, really?" Like it didn't. It was kind of a slap to my face, and it kind of was like an inside. I was like, "Wow, really?" But that was like what I said earlier in the broadcasting. Like you got to be real with yourself, and as much as I didn't want to hear that, that was a real thing, and that's been my downfall. And it was like time and time again. This was years and years and years ago. And what's crazy is even saying this now and thinking about it now. I was sitting in the car in a dream while I was in jail, and I was smoking. I was just like, enough is enough, and it was like I just gave it up. And I did that too. The first day I did that was like, no, matter of fact, I kept doing it. Like I stopped smoking, and then it was like my sister died, so I started smoking again, and then I had the guy was like, "You ain't gonna stop smoking." And I tried and I tried time and time again, and it's been like 20 some years, and it's like crazy. Like God to tell you the real if you really want to know, and you just got to be ready for it. But while I was locked up, right, my sister. And I never forget this experience. I had a lot of experiences too, and I'll do this on this channel if y'all want to. We could just have story time, whether it be spooky, whatever. But I'll do story time on this bitch. Tell y'all every story y'all want to hear, and I'll just do one at a time, one a day or whatever. But this in regards to what my experience was like as far as Team Angie and why I do what I do is making money online. Um, One night I woke up and the roof was kind of like missing. Everybody was asleep. And then I'm like, it's kind of weird. I'm not sure if I'm really dreaming or not, but I brush it off. But every time I open my eyes again, it's like more and more happening. Like, okay, now the roof gone. Lay it down, brush my eyes, open it back. Everything's gone. And now I'm standing up. And everything is just happening momentarily. I'm being lifted up like this from off my bed. And I'm seeing it, the roof. I'm looking down now and I'm floating from the earth. And then once I finally get to where I'm at, I stop and I'm in the middle of the galaxy, stars floating around, the earth down there, and I'm just standing on solid blackness. And once I realized like I'm just standing on solid blackness, at the same time from my side on this side, something big was coming. And I could feel them coming because I never been around a giant before. And this for entertainment purposes. I never been around a giant, but I could tell this thing was huge, and I never really been scared in my life, but I didn't know what to do. So my first reaction was just to get on my knees. I just bowed down. I was like, "Oh shit," like I don't even want to see what you look like because you're so big, and like I don't want to have this encounter, but I'm here now. And the first thing he was like, "Aaron, get up. I'm not here to hurt you or whatever." And then, but he was saying that as he was walking to the side, because once he got like close enough, I just got down, and then I stayed down until he was telling me to get up. And then when I got up, it was bright, really, really bright, super, super tall. I'm standing in between his legs, and he's still like way up there, you know. And then, but under his legs, my sister come out, and we talking for a minute, cause the one that passed, me and her talk for a minute, and then we was standing under his legs like this, like he like this, like say this me and her right here, and then at the top is under his legs, like you know, under that part, and we down here talking under his legs, and then behind my sister, a door opened, and then she said she had to go, and then within an instant, I was back in the bed, and I was back in my cell, and the wall was back closed, and I had a bear on my chest, and it was like that's what she had just gave me before we finished talking. I was like, damn, that was crazy, and that was something that I'll never forget because that bear was on my chest, and it scared me when I woke up. I was like, oh damn, I ain't never had no experience like that, you know. Like I done seen things before that was scary, that was like, you know, some scary stuff, but that wasn't a scary experience. It was scary at first when he came because I didn't know what was gonna happen, but and then plus I still didn't really realize that that was really happening because it was like it's a weird dream, whatever, you know. I'm conscious of it, but it can't be for real. But it was those things that signified that the experience was real, and it was just like, you know, I'll never forget that. And it was like I don't know what to call that experience. Like it happened to me though. I never forget, you know. But it wasn't a bad thing. It was kind of like closure because when my sister passed, I committed a crime, and then I was grieving in jail. And I don't know how I would have been grieving other than that, but um, that was kind of my closure. I don't even know if I would have ever had closure other than that, is what I meant to say. But whatever she was telling me, and that was that. And when I got out, I ain't had that anger in me no more. Like, I felt different. I kind of felt a little lighter. But the damage had been done. So, you know, as far as my background, I wasn't getting jobs like that. And I had to figure out what to do next. And that was my next challenge, trying to figure out how to have an income because I had a son, and I had a son at the time, and he still needed things and still part of my life. And, you know, but not being able to get a job was not like, oh, I can't get a job, so you can't eat or you can't have a Christmas, you can't, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I ain't come at it like that. I just got a creative mindset on how to create income. And this was years later. Like I was watching videos about the how to do a business, how to set up an LLC, all this and that. And I tried a lot of things before this, and I tried a lot of different businesses. I mean, not businesses, but like you know, before it was official. Like you know, everybody say they a boss, they do this and that. But when it come down to the paperwork and all this and that, like you know, I didn't have all that. But I was doing different stuff, and it was a waste of time because I wasn't legit with it. I wasn't educated, and I wasn't trying to be educated. I was just trying to make the money. And overall, I realized like education is important. That's the best thing. Yeah, I teach live mentorship. That's what my link's about and my program's about. And I'm building a community. Use the school link. I'm big on mindset. I get mentored myself, but you know, I only add to what I'm already knowledgeable about and also what I'm curious about. But definitely join my email list, and then you can check out my programs if you want my mentorship. Do 101s. I got different websites too when I first started out. I don't know if that website's still available, but as far as my consultancy services, yeah, I do free consultations, and then live mentorship programs available. Mindset trainings, and then like that's what I do on Facebook while I was doing my giveaways on Facebook because on there is where I drop my blogs, and the blogs is talks with Team Angie Tuesdays and Thursdays. So Another thing on there is every other week I do either emotional stability and then making money online. So those are the main two things that I'm passionate about and that I talk about and that I teach. I teach how to manage stress and anxiety as far as mindset, fashionable. Oh yeah, I do a lot of stuff too as far as like projects. It's kind of icky outside. It's real sticky. I'll have to show y'all in another day, or put a video together for y'all to see. But I got a lot of projects going on. A garden, yeah. I got a whole bunch of seeds up in here. I got like 12 plants now. Well, actually six, but a few of them got a few in it. I wish I could show y'all. They big too. They getting big. But this is my third year doing that too. I could teach you how to grow from seed to flower. I paint too. Let me show you some. Yeah, it's about turning your passions to profit. I got a box full of paintings though. I do this on my spare time. It's mainly all about having time freedom and spending time learning high income earning skills because that's what I spend my time doing. I make a lot of sacrifices. Like I had to borrow from my mom, my dad, and I'm blessed to still have them in my life. Blessed that they still here and living. Yeah, art is a stress relief tool. I love to release myself with art, music. I used to write. I could rap. I could sing a little bit. I write songs. I write raps. But I haven't really been writing in a minute though. I'm just really trying to learn this digital marketing and leave my footprint in the world on this because digital marketing is $1 billion a day industry. So it's like, man, you can make so much money online, and there's so much potential if you learn how to do it and do it right. Ah, that's dope. Yeah, I used to rap a lot. I love music, but I don't really do it too much as much. Like I just listen to it. I always freestyle though. I don't think that ever stop, but I'm trying to be on some old like what I'm listening to now, some instrumentals. But I'm trying to like keep my vibes up. This water, by the way, I usually put some tea in there. I try to stay hydrated with just water. But can you hear that beat in the background? This been playing the whole time. I just turned it down because they don't like me to upload my videos with any kind of music and stuff. It's kind of hard to be in your, express yourself without them dictating how you do it. Yeah, you probably can hear it. But I be on some conscious rap and stuff. Like if you could hear the beat, I get off. I got the swag. Kick off, they got it mad. People don't understand. Live lavish, I kick. Hold on. I gotta get it. Nah, hold on. But yeah, I can do a little rapping freestyle one day. I just don't want to get copyrighted with them on my cause it take a long time to get that fixed. Like low key, that's what I'm doing too. Let me show you though. Like I been did this video, but I can't really. It ain't being pushed because all this copyright stuff. You see all that? And look how long it takes. Like I do one. I'm just doing this real quick so you can see. But see, like this stopped me from creating and being me because I can't express myself without. And then look, now I gotta wait till that one done, which is gonna be like 30 minutes or however long. And then I gotta do the next one, and it's all on one video. Just because I got different sounds in the background, different songs playing or whatnot for like 2 to 3 seconds maybe. And then like, see, I dropped this on the 4th, but it ain't even played yet because I got to get all those off. And this was me going live. What was it? Yeah, they'll play the video right here, but this is me chilling, talking. And this all I do is like, I make videos on YouTube. I mean, not YouTube. I go live on Facebook. Go live on Facebook, right? Do my digital marketing stuff. Tell people what I got going on. And then I post it. And then I download it to this. And then I'll fancy it up and make it a video like this. Let me show you. And then I post that. Like, so I repurpose these videos. So I don't even got to keep on making content.
Are you ready to transform your financial future? Join the 90-Day Passive Income Challenge with Team Angie LLC's free blueprint. Uncover the secrets to generating income effortlessly. Start your journey today and turn your dreams into reality.
Yeah, less stuff like that. I could have did way better with that, but you see, like sometimes it takes so long to load and download. I just get impatient and just push it through. Like, go ahead. But what I do is like touch that video up a little bit and make it better. But it's all right. Yeah, just like with this video, when I'm done with this, I'll take it and push it through, and then do some editing to it. Oh, or I'll take pictures and then I'll do this with it. Let me show you. This pretty dope too. I really like this since I started doing this. Or cartoon pictures too, right? You could do regular ones or your AI ones.
I love to read, but I am running out of room for my growing collection. Good thing I found this free online blueprint with master resale rights. Totally changed my life. Comment ready to get your copy.
I got another one too. All these. Oh yeah, this one right here. Take a picture and just
This will blow your mind how digital marketing like this, using an automated system for beginners to make passive income online. Get started today. Comment, ready to get your free blueprint copy today.
Yeah, so that's that. That's that's those on YouTube. They should be in my collection. If you look through my videos, they probably on my shorts. But that picture came off Facebook. I just took that picture and AI'd it up and then put it on YouTube. I think I just put it on Facebook too. I use it on my stories to get them for my ads. Yeah, so like I use that for my advertising too on my stories. And I put the link in there for my affiliate marketing or my digital marketing and let people know, like, it's just a way I advertise like that. But yeah, I'll chop this video up. Like what's on here, stay on here. I don't do no. I haven't been doing none on these because I just really started going live on here. But I think I might start doing it more. It's kind of better than the other platforms because like I don't know who watching now, but I know we communicate and that's cool. That's lovely. Helping you get the information and whatever you want to know, I could give you the information just right here, right now. And I like that too. We engage. But people on other platforms act like they don't want to know stuff, or like I don't know. It's weird. Even on TikTok, I like TikTok a lot, but they get on there and they just I don't know. The energy be a little off. It be a little weird. I don't get them vibes over here. So I was like, I mean, it's best. I'm trying to grow this channel still. And if y'all is watching, please subscribe, comment, like, and share. And yeah, that's that. Like I know people be on here for the videos, but I know a lot of people don't go live all the time. And that's understandable too. So I'm like, maybe that could be my way of coming up, and maybe this would be my lane of doing it like this. And if people want to, they can watch the replays, and there you go. It'll be a longer video, but still getting the information as if I just did it the other way around. So Calvin, if you're watching this replay, thanks for being a part of this video. And this is how it's done, and this is how you can do it. But yeah, this is now a video, even though it's a broadcasting. And that's the power of this digital marketing and affiliate marketing. You purchase something one time, now you got it for life, and you could do something like this with it. And you could make a video one time, and that video gonna play for life unless you delete it. So it's like a double win. And that was the reason why I got into this online stuff, because it's like, man, so many potential ways to get paid, and you could do one thing and use that one thing in multiple ways. So it's like you in position to win so many ways, and plus, like you ain't really breaking your back. This type of work ain't stressful like that. Not saying it ain't stressful, but it do get days where it's hectic and you get discouraged or distracted, or people don't look at this like work and but it's what you make it. It's definitely what you make it. I'm not gonna say you could hop on here and get rich overnight, but like I told Calvin, like if you put the work in, you put yourself in position. If you take action, you're doing more than another person doing it. There you go. You got many more chances of you getting much more success like that. Somebody might watch a video you did earlier in a year and they be like, this the one I really like, and that's the one that might really blow up. Because it might just take that one person to comment and then somebody to see the video again, and it just, it's funny how life works. And I hear that a lot, but I really do believe that, because you just gotta show up to your lucky day. Like I didn't even think I was gonna be doing this today, but life is unpredictable. We wanna control everything, but sometimes you gotta let go and let it go. Let it go how it's gonna go. Like this just me going with the flow of my life. I didn't plan this out, but it's something I need to be doing because I'm trying to make money. Yeah, I'm trying to make money. But I could be making money any kind of way though. I'm not trying to be in the streets like that, so that's why I'm doing this. I haven't been there before. It's cutthroat. I don't like all that backdoor stuff. All that YN stuff. Like that's pretty, it's cute for the entertainment, but in real life, that ain't me. And I don't even like to be entertained like that. Like I don't wish that type of stuff on nobody. I don't want to be watching that stuff. I like cop shows and stuff like that, but I even slow down with that, like not to get too much of that because like ain't nothing good coming from it. But it's cool though. I'll hop on here and start watching some conspiracy theories and see what the world talking about. Because the news be narrated, they be controlling what they dish out, what information you get. I got this little ring. It was a gift from one of my sisters. It's the Serenity Prayer on it. It just say, God grant me serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. My bad, I didn't know it was like that. But yeah, I got this on me, and people want to talk about church and all this and that. Like, I can't tell you who to believe, and I can't care who you don't believe. Like what God doing for you ain't got nothing to do with me. But yeah, but yeah, that's the realest thing, that serenity, because I can't control everything. When people getting on my nerves with that shit, like Lord, there you go. It'd be crazy though. Like people be upset because you're not upset. Try to be careful of them energy drainers too, because people just lost. They out here with no direction. Only thing I don't like about this time of year is the bugs and mosquitoes. Like they so malicious and small, you don't even see them until they bite you. Yeah, that's so true. They be out here trying to get your energy just miserable, man. Just attack on an attack. But I be just trying to stay learning these high income earning skills because there's so many ways to get paid and the world keep evolving. And with this AI, I've been trying to learn it because it's been helping me out. Like with creating this stuff, these videos, a lot of this due to AI, like it's automatic. I be making the videos even automatic. Like I don't even be doing too much editing. It really do it all by itself. It's like you really don't do nothing but just put stuff in there. It's like copy paste for real. It's so much copy paste that I don't even really have to post the post. Like I just copy and post the post. I'm in Michigan right now. I'm from the Midwest though. I usually up here all my life. From Chicago, and then I moved to Wisconsin, then Michigan, Ohio. I got family in. I stayed in Alabama for 2 years, but I usually be in Michigan the most. If not, then you'll see me any other of these states in the Midwest. I like it up here. It's just cause like I don't deal with the heat that much. I was born in October in the fall, so it got to be like decent weather for me. It got to be like cool. I like the cool. Ain't gonna lie, like it could be cold, but not too cold. I like it though. I got to be cool. Plus, I got high blood pressure, so like the heat don't do too well with me. It like get me agitated. I don't like to be turned up like that. Yeah, that time of year just the best, ain't it? It's like it's just perfect time. You can come outside in a t-shirt, some jogger pants, You ain't gonna burn up. You just like a cool little breeze, you know. Even like that summer breeze, but that's here and there though. It don't be all throughout the whole summer. It's some days and it's some weeks go by where it's just real hot and dry. My skin don't like it. My spirit don't like it. I don't like it. But I don't mind coming to the south and staying down there like in the winter, you know. Yeah, I can't do it. But y'all got real food though. Like y'all got better stuff. Up here we gotta worry about having clean water to drink. It's ugly, man. We don't get burned up, but we get a lot of bullshit. Like we getting we getting experiments on us. The weather crazy, the government on us. They tap in the waters, tap in the phones, tap in the food. We getting hit everywhere we turn, man. It's crazy up there. Yeah, I don't even eat really, man. I don't trust that shit. Barely don't even drink water. I'm just surviving off my faith. By faith alone. I believe I'll be all right, God. They trying to get us. I don't know, man. It's just crazy. Like I be straight. I be like, man, I don't live in fear, nothing like that. But I ain't trying to fuck around, find out. Y'all let me know if you know. It's crazy. And you can't trust everybody either because everybody think they know something. That's how I got in the position I'm in with this business. They like, oh, do this, do this, do that. But they ass ain't did shit, but heard some other people talking. They ran with that and told me and act like they knew. And I'm thinking they knew some shit and I had to fuck around find out they didn't know. Now I know and I'm telling people don't listen to them. So it's crazy, like, man. It just be like, you know, I'm just trying, you know, taking action, doing what I gotta do, cause people don't know shit. They be acting like they know some shit. Then it's a lot of people just in here like robots, you know, PCs, space fillers. You go in the store, every motherfucker in the way, they just there. Like, what is you here for? Just to be outside, not buying nothing. Yeah, for real though. Like that's crazy. Like I hate to put you on blast, and if you watching my stuff, I'm finna tell the world about you. But this lady's supposed to be helping me with my credit, right? Motherfucker abandoned me and then ghost, you know, like all right, whatever, I ain't tripping. I'm gonna figure it out. But it's with a lot of people. You like, damn, I need help. You know, if even if you got a program or service, and you like, all right, I'll spend a couple of dollars. That don't mean that shit's supposed to get resolved right away. But it do mean like I should be having some type of value. You know what I'm saying? Like this money worth something. So what I'm using it for should be some type of use as well. You know, and it's just disappointing when people don't even know the value of things and they get in the way of what's valuable and they fuck it up, you know. But yeah, I ain't gonna never sit here and steer you wrong. If I don't know some shit, I'm gonna tell you, and I ain't finna sit here and act like I do know, cause that's a waste of my time and yours. And shit, I don't like wasting time. I don't fuck around, you know. I don't like to chit chat, and I don't like to be wish this, wish that shit. Nah, say that shit. If we talking about making something happen, then let's do it, you know. But a lot of time people like the idea of things, they like the way things sound, but they ain't gonna do shit. So what I do is try to figure out who is a doer and who actually do know some shit, you know. So what I did find out was like what a lot of people were saying. It kind of led me to know like, okay, some of that stuff was true, and it led me to getting here, which was the right step. And I ended up using LegalZoom to get my company started. That's my parent company, and they taught me a little bit about how to become a parent company to another entity in case if I want to become a corporation and start many other companies under my company. So it's like that. And then I've been learning a lot on my own. You know, I do ask for help, but that don't mean that people gonna be there to help, and that don't mean that they have the help. And it just is what it is. You know, one thing I learned about business, like feelings don't pay. Like shit, people gonna disappoint you. Feel that shit and then say fuck it. You know, but I can't make decisions on business based on how I'm feeling. Like if it makes sense, it makes sense. Fuck how you feel about it. You know, but if one thing about business, like everybody don't have integrity and they do good business. So I want to have a good, long lasting relationship with my customers. And as far as my company name and reputation, to be here for years and years. So I do business with integrity, and that's important to me. I do good business. People get in the way of my business, like with that situation I was saying, like I needed some real help, you know, but of course, that make me feel the type of way, but am I finna act out on that and fuck up my business? No, you know. So that's one thing I learned about business. Like, fuck how you feel. That don't make you money, you know. That don't got nothing to do with business. If it's a good business move, it's good for business. If not, it's not. And as far as doing business, if we could conduct business together, good. If not, then you do foul business, I'ma sue you. And I don't give a fuck how you feel. You know? And that's how it is. Like I'm in business to make money. If you want to do bad business, then I'm going to sue you. I'm going to get paid off of my time because I'm not in business to waste time and not make money, you know. And that's how that goes. So I let people do them because it don't matter how I feel. But I'm not going to be reacting on how I feel if it's not a good business move, you know. And I learned a lot about business because shit, I do good business. I'm in position to do better business with a lot of people that do business, and I connect with a lot of high-minded and high-valued individuals who got way more money and way more to lose than I do. They don't waste my time. So it's like, you know, I'm in the business for that. That's why I don't fuck with everybody and I don't do business with everybody because not everybody know what they doing. Or not everybody gonna actually do some shit. You know, we could talk about some shit all year long, but where that's gonna get us if we don't ever do it? I've been doing this shit going on 3 years and still doing more and more, you know. I'm doing whatever it's gonna take to get me to where I'm trying to go, and I'm not there yet, so I'm not done. The marathon continues is what this is about. Uh yeah, I recommend a lot of people. First, um, he not on here no more, but if you do see any of his stuff, it'll be he'll let you know where he at. But Young Pharaoh, he a great mind. He younger than me, and I learned a lot from him. But besides him, Young Pharaoh, that's number one. Well, not and this and no disrespect to anybody. If you seeing this, no disrespect to you. And if you don't hear your name, no disrespect either. It's just it's who I fuck with. You know what I'm saying? Who I learn from. And it's no particular order, but it's just how they come into mind. And yes, Young Pharaoh, much love to you, young brother. I love and respect what you do, appreciate what you're doing for this community. And it's how I found you on this platform. I learned a lot from you. I'm not in your school community, but I mean, I saw your videos and give you your props. But yeah, Young Pharaoh, Jamal Rashad, he locked up right now, but I learned from him. He put me on to a lot of knowledge and a lot of stuff that's going on. Um, I don't know if somebody still running his page right now. No, not sure if that's him or whatnot, but Jamal Rashad, and then those two. Okay, the ones that I watch currently is OG Dre Reacts. He got a nice channel. OG Dre Reacts. I am half. These are all black guys too. And I'm not racist or nothing like that. It's just the people that I found and I've been learning from. I haven't found any anybody else. In case if somebody wanted to say that, no, I'm not racist. It's just the people that I've been looking for, and I don't go looking just for specifically black people. This is what resonate with me, and it comes to my frequency. They found me, or I found them, however. But like, I didn't. It just came across my channels from time to time. This is what I rock with. But yeah, B Dale, I learned him through OG Dre Reacts. And then let me see who else. All things Jenny, she dope. It's like two more females too, but I don't remember their name. Um I am Q Half. It's another dude too, Knowledge. Let me see, I'm finna show you. One of them I just talked about, he right here. This Q Half. Well, I'm not black. I watch a lot of black people. Yeah, ain't nothing about ain't no races or nothing like that. It's just like these who I just be watching, like, they popped up on my channels. Um they dope though, like they got a lot of knowledge on their stuff. Him too, I forgot his name. This Jenny right here. All right, so here they go right here, the subscriptions. So yeah, y'all be surprised. Like I subscribe to everybody. We could watch some of their videos too. I ain't watched this one yet, but all right, bet. Yeah, because that was a lot, wasn't it? That was a lot to write down. So basically what I do, I watch like conspiracy or travel because I want to go overseas, the East Coast. But yeah, like this my long list of who I subscribe to. This they go all the way down. So if people wondering do I subscribe back, yeah, I do. I be subscribing all day. And if you see yourself, see yourself. If you see yourself, then you'll know, yeah. Oh yeah, she is though, ain't she, Jenny? That's what made me watch her. Them, she got them things on her, don't she? Let's go back real quick, cause I was like, damn, who is that? She got some good shit too, though. Watch, I'm not just about watch. She it be kind of scary too. Like if you like some scary shit, she be having it. Yeah, I love the girls too. I be on here watching them from overseas, like no creep shit. But I be like, damn, I need to go over there and like just see what's up. And it's crazy, like they black, right? Like, and what's crazy because I'm black, but I don't consider myself like just all pro black. I'm on that black power shit, and all that, whatever, right? Because if I see Charleston White, and if you see this, yeah, if something was to happen to you and I was with you, I'm not finna step in that shit. Like, ain't no all my brothers say me like niggas like that. They talk all this black man, black white man, that stuff, but you don't be responsible when you're out talking that goofy shit either though. Like, no, that's the number one reason why I don't be out here like all for the black man and this and that because I like all people, and if you ain't no ignorant person, I'll fuck with you. But if you is, then I don't want to fuck with you, and that's just that. So yeah, I don't be on no the black. I forgot where I was getting at, but anyway, whatever. Right? Yeah, I didn't think like just being stuck in that box because like, oh, black people do this and do that or whatever. For a long time, I thought like that because when you in the box, you stuck in that realm of thinking. But when you get outside that box, then you start seeing stuff totally different. So I never thought like that. The people of this color do witchcraft or they do um, suicide, like my sister. I never thought I experienced anything like that because stuck in that box. People don't talk about this stuff in these type of colors, and we miss out on a lot of stuff. So like, I got out of that box. I'm like, that shit dumb. Lost niggas in the culture of ignorance. It was like, I started looking at it different. And I was like, damn. And I started realizing, like, yeah, they doing that stuff, witchcraft. They doing everything that every other color person doing. It's like, wow. So it's like, yeah. And then it's like you see beauty in people, like, especially if they good people, it radiate from the inside. And it's like, especially if you take care of yourself, your skin glow, your soul glow. And a lot of people got a good soul and it makes them real beautiful and they just shine. But this stuff, like, it sounds dark, but I be watching it because you don't know what people be into, but it give you it kind of give you an awareness of what might be going on in the world. So when you see the red flags, you'll know what's really to it. You won't miss those red flags. That's why I like watching this type of stuff. And then yeah, like you see beautiful people like just putting you on to stuff. Like I like beautiful people. Like if you're a good person, that's what it is. Yeah, being aware is what it's about. You want to see what Shorty talking about? These like secrets exposed in Christian ignorance. And we was just talking about Christians. I should matter of fact, yeah, we go watch just a little bit if whenever it get too much or whatever, I'll cut it off. But I want to show this to somebody who I was texting a little earlier because they trying to get me to go to church. And I'm like, I'm good, I don't go. And they want to keep pushing the issue. So I'm like, you're finna meet the devil in a minute if you keep doing it, like I don't want to hear that shit. Like, if I want to hear some preaching, I'll go to church. But I don't want to hear that shit. I know where to find it at. Whatever. All right, yeah.
Get your hair right, your makeup right. Is that not making those things an idol? The dark secrets that my church kept. Hey, please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes, look at you. Do something with it. It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, this is money coming. This is money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, this is money coming. This is money coming to me always. Money coming in all day. Money coming in all pay. Money coming, this is money coming. This is money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me.
Yeah, that's a nice little opening. That shit cold. I be hating that with the commercials.
The Bible never said you can't use crystals. The Bible never said you can't use crystals. The Bible never said you can't use crystals. Witches should not know the Bible better than Christians do. If you are going to spread the word of God, at least be educated in the word of God. It's the same thing y'all demonizing here on earth. You trying to run off to heaven to live in. I'm confused. For all occasions, I give Christians crystals and a little card that has Revelations 21:11 and 18 through 20 on it. Because God don't make no mistakes, and you're not going to argue with the Heavenly Father, are you? So in this video is an actual witch twisting scripture in order to defend wickedness and darkness. Let me show you how to defend your faith against a witch. Number one, I noticed that she used the tactic of speed. Witches and demonic spirits may oftentimes use speed in order to confuse and intimidate. If this happens to you, just simply say, hey, slow down. We're having an eternal conversation. There's no need to rush through things. Number two, part of what she said was actually right. Crystals are not demonic. In fact, several times throughout the Bible, God used crystals for his special purposes. Within the Old Testament, he used crystals to adorn the
Yeah,
breastplates
that beat
of the
go
priests.
hard in
In
the
fact,
mud.
he
That
used
shit
12
snap.
precious stones to represent the tribes of Israel. Within the New Testament, the Bible says that the New Jerusalem
Yeah, her channel got the vibes though. Yep. If you got a chance, this was one of the chicks I was talking about. One of the channels I watched. You will like it.
will be adorned with precious stones. Crystals become demonic when they begin to take God's place. When they are used to heal, to protect, to balance chakras, that's when you are tapping into the demonic, when you are worshiping the created thing rather than the creator. Because as the Bible says, you shall have no other gods before me. So also
All things Jenny. Let me show you her name so you can see, just in case. Yeah, this all things Jenny. ALLTHINGS. Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah, this all things Jenny.
ultimately, crystals are not demonic. They are used to display the glory of God and not to take his place. So I saw the video of the Christian woman who goes by the name of God is Glamorous calling me demonic. I'm actually going to insert her footage before I respond. The Bible never said you can't use crystals. The Bible never said you can't use crystals. The Bible never said you can't use crystals. Witches should not know the Bible better than Christians. Crystals. And a little card that has Revelations 21:11 and 18-20 on it. Because God don't make no mistakes. You're not going to argue with the Heavenly Father, are you? So in this video is an actual witch twisting scripture in order to defend wickedness in darkness. Let me show you how to defend your faith against a witch. Number one, I noticed that she used the tactic of speed. Witches and demonic spirits may oftentimes use speed in order to confuse and intimidate. If this happens to you, just simply say, hey, slow down. We're having an eternal conversation. There's no need to rush through things. Number two, part of what she said was actually right. Crystals are not demonic. First things first, I always think it a little strange when Christians make videos calling out my sin while actively sinning. Because you don't know me and you don't have proximity to me, you're making assumptions and passing judgment based off those assumptions. Now, I have not opened my Bible in a little minute, but I'm pretty sure it's Deuteronomy 1:17 that says, do not show partiality in judging. Hear both small and great alike. Do not be afraid of anyone, for judgment belongs to God. And I think it's James 4, either verse 11 or 12, that says, there is only one lawmaker and judge, he that can save and destroy. So who are you to judge your neighbor? That felt like judgment to me, sis. Number two, my cadence or the speed in which I speak is not a tactic. That is my trauma, and that's why the spirit of discernment is important. You always talk about an all-loving God, but you don't reflect his loving ways because love seeks understanding. You did not try to understand me. You assumed that you knew me. So I will give you the context. Growing up, my parents always told me, Ebony, give us the Reader's Digest version. Well, I got ADHD, so I'm detail-oriented. And instead of sacrificing the details, I just learned to speak faster. That way I would not lose their attention. That's trauma. That's not a tactic. For three, and I'm going to be quite honest, I was offended. I have never in my life worshipped a crystal, nor do I encourage the worshiping of crystals. I'm sorry. It's just so silly to say out loud. It shocks me that y'all walk around believing this about witches, spiritualists, or practitioners. And there were a few people in your comment section that you were interacting with, engaging with, and it was very obvious to me and evident to everybody else that they failed geology because they were saying, see, she doesn't even know what she's talking about. They weren't crystals, they were gemstones. All gemstones are crystals. All gemstones are crystals. All gemstones are crystals. Other people in your comment section saying, oh, she uses repetition and trying curse and hex. I use repetition to clarify. I use it because I'm dramatic. But all gemstones are crystals. All crystals are not gemstones. Gemstones are polished, cut crystals. The reason y'all believe he told them to use gemstones instead of crystals is because y'all don't actually read your words, so y'all have no idea what crystals he instructed them to use in the first place. From sardonyx to sapphire to emerald to topaz to amethyst, all of those crystals have properties. Amethyst can be used for the sake of knowledge and understanding. You can use jasper for grounding and protection. There was a
Oh yeah, let me tell you one thing too. She a witch. You could tell by what she talk about. She a witch. But these black witches, you know what I'm saying? She crazy and a man.
reason God gave them those crystals in the first place. When I think about crystals and the properties associated with them, I don't believe the crystal to be more powerful than God. I believe the crystal to be a reflection of that power. Again, we have two different understandings of God, but just for the sake of this conversation, and one last thing, because I said I saw you engaging with certain types of comments, and this one was particularly anti-black. There were people in the comment section saying she obviously doesn't know the word of God because she said the book of Revelations instead of the book of Revelation. I'm black, and some of y'all are too. And some of y'all forget that y'all are black because y'all think y'all are Christians first and black second, and that is just wrong all the way through. Understand it is ebonics to put an S where there is not an S. Kroger's, all these JC Penney's, none of those have an S.
I got some. I got a pink crystal. I don't really know the power of them like that. I know like you could charge them with the moon, But like I don't go around looking for none. Like if I find anything, I keep it if I like it. But I collect rocks. I collect stones, whatever. If I find it pretty. I'm gonna show you another dude I fuck with. Man, he go hard as hell. He got the fucking I'm gonna come right back to her in a bit, but this the reason why I have him and why I be keeping him because man, once you get a load of this, you ain't gonna never wanna not see anything else like this. But yeah, if I ever see him and I find him, I collect them. Yeah. You'll find some crystals outside too. Like I never bought any from the store.
This is the most disturbing videos on the internet today. Let's dive in.
I always find everything I got. All right, here we go. Check this out.
Coincidence is on this fantastic fluorite quartz pyrite. Interesting.
Now,
As we see the
I don't know what this
cotton
mic could
candy,
do, but
bubble gums.
who wouldn't want to have that? You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck all that witchcraft stuff. Like, I'll just keep this in my pocket because it looked like this. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Line up almost like a snack pack. And this almost gold bar. You can see the octahedron, see through it. Of course, it's a quartz, so you
My
won't be able
bad,
to
my
see a
phone
little
was going dead.
translucent there. But definitely, this is a cool piece. I like it. I like the, what is that, a 6-pack of bubble gum? If I had to name this, I would call it a pack of, the golden pack of gum would be the name of this specimen. The golden pack of the gum.
That's cold, ain't it?
Of course, we have another specimen coming straight at you. Memamite.
I mean, that's
on the
dope.
calcite. Definitely blooming. These crystals.
Yeah, I be
are in the
collecting
right
stuff if I
condition
can find them or if I
bloom
see them.
form this magnificent
I had a little
specimen.
pink one I gave to my niece. It was pretty dope. Plenty crystals
If I had to name
inside.
this specimen, I would name this buttery popcorn. Don't eat it though.
Have you ever seen this video where this guy draws a flat Earth diagram and talks about how there's the
All right, we'll go back to Shorty because they on it.
There are people in the comment section saying she obviously doesn't know the word of God because she said the book of Revelations instead of the book of Revelation. I'm black, and some of y'all are too. And some of y'all forget that y'all are black because y'all think y'all are Christians first and black second, and that is just wrong all the way through. Understand it is ebonics to put an S where there is not an S. Kroger's, all these JC Penney's, none of those have an S on the end, but we do it anyways.
Yeah, them hard.
So apparently,
You gotta hold on to them for life if you could keep one.
As haka, and it's
Aloha kakayaka maika ko. So, this video I was tagged in by my good friend there. And I just wanted to take the time right now to express my mana'o, my ike, and my concerns with your video. God is glamorous. My biggest concern is this: the misinformation that you are spreading. Now, I do know that you have taken your video down. It's obvious that you did because I tried looking for it on your personal profile. So, be warned, I will be tagging you in this video. Not as an attack against you, but as an educational purpose. Because what you are spreading is not only misinformation, but it's also harmful and hurtful to a culture that you are very ignorant and naive to. You see, as a practitioner myself, getting immersed in my culture was not easy. I too still practice and hold on to a lot of values from various Christian faiths that I was once a part of. However, just like my friend who tagged me in this video had stated, a lot of us in the Pacific Islands throughout Moana Nui Akea still practice and hold sacred and dear to our hearts our cultural practices and beliefs and values. See, specifically for myself, I have practiced the haka. I have performed the haka. I am from Hawaii, born and raised. And a lot of us cannot.
My bad, y'all, for that. I don't know what he talking about. I never heard of that before, though. If y'all do, let me know what the kahaka is. What's that stuff about?
Native Hawaiians have ancestral ties also to our native indigenous brothers and sisters in Aotearoa, New Zealand, and are of Maori descent, such as myself, my wife, and my children.
I'm guessing it's just something exclusive in
I
Hawaii.
remember as a child, as a keiki, performing that sacred cultural dance, the mana that comes from it. The reason why that haka in particular was performed in that setting by Hana and all of those in Aotearoa, New Zealand, is because of the fact of the oppression they still face as they are fighting for their full sovereignty from British colonial oppression, which they are on the brink of doing, such as my country, Hawaii, is on the brink of doing when it comes to the fake state of Hawaii provisional government. We are on the brink of breaking not only generational curses, however, we are also breaking the chains of events and trauma of giving our 7 generations something that we ourselves never had, that our kupuna, our elders, our ancestors have been praying for. So for you to have post this video and stated the things you said about the haka is very hevaloa. Now, I never saw an apology video from you, which, unfortunately, from a typical Christian standpoint, a lot of Christians will not apologize for their heva. But in the scriptures, I remember it saying, "Judge not, lest ye be judged yourself."
I want to buy your house.
He said, "Too comfort to put my charger in my phone
out of
going
your
dead."
own eye before you pull out the mote in your brethren or sister's eye. Okay? Those are the things I remember being said. And this is not me using scripture against you. This is me challenging your energy, matching your energy, and getting you to wake up and realize that's exactly what you did. You judged a culture. Okay? You judged an entire people, is what you did. Now, I will agree. Does the haka seem demonic? Absolutely. Because it was used during war times, war cries. It was meant to literally scare the shit out of your opponents. It was literally meant to say, hey, we don't want to fight you, but if we have to, we're going down without a fight, not without a fight, okay? That is exactly what the haka was meant for. That's why facials like this, you know? Scare the living shit out of your opponents. Make them think twice before crossing that threshold, okay? It was also used as a way of honoring your ancestors because in the haka, they also talk about their tupuna, their kupuna, their elders, their ancestors, that they are willing to go to battle in honor of their tupuna, okay? So in those chants comes a lot of respect and sacredness that should be not only admired, but honored by all. So with that being said, like I said, this video is not an attack. It is to get you to wake up and not use your justification as an excuse for your ignorance of being naive to Pacific Islanders, people of Moana Nui Akea, who are culturally sensitive, such as myself, to my culture. Because last time I checked as well, Jesus Christ and Akua, Io, God, never once said I couldn't be Kanaka, that I couldn't be Kanaka Maoli, and I could not practice my sacred cultural practices, beliefs, values, and morals. So with that being said, have the day you deserve and stop doing what you're doing and make right. Make pono. You have a blessed day. Ahui ho.
Man, that was deep. Now, if I didn't know, I definitely know now. Don't play with the Akua because they'll get on your ass. And that was a nice form of him saying, yeah, I'm trying to be nice. Because I was like, damn, he was like, this is not an attack. And the way that they be attacking, I could tell, like, yeah, they'll do something to your ass. So you better be cool and pipe down. Yeah, I ain't know about them islanders, but I do know about the islanders though, but not that side. I know about the Haitians, the South American and those other little smaller islands and what they got going on over there. And in Africa too. If y'all out there in South Africa, West Africa, I know about, you know, practices they got going on over there. But the Hawaiians, like I had dated a Hawaiian chick, but she didn't really say much about that stuff that they got going on with that. But I kind of figured it wasn't too much different than what the other islands doing. But I don't play with them because I know they serious about that. Just like the ones in Haiti and the stuff that they brought over to Louisiana. Like they really get down, they really be doing stuff. So I was like, I see what he's saying now. And then what he was saying also about like Yahshua, Jesus, like it's all the same person. Everybody got different names for him. Yeah, they go crazy. Like they do something different when it comes to the spirituality. Like people think religion is different than spirituality, but it's all in the same thing. And with different religions, they show you different spirituality, different parts of spirituality and different practices, rituals. Just like communion is a ritual. Different little things, there's different names for it. It's just a comfortable way of getting you to partake in it. But yeah, let's carry on. Let's see what they're talking about.
This chanting is known as haka, and I just want to let you know that this type of activity is witchcraft. And
Yeah, that stuff go hard. It'd be crazy too.
Into the demonization of other people's culture and practices.
This them
Because in
too.
your
What I was
opinion,
talking
does not
about.
align with your values and how you
Yeah,
view
Haitian.
your beliefs and your religion. It is not only a problematic take, but it's also one that is racist and misinformed because you're also undermining the cultural significance that this specific dance has for Maui people. Which, might I add, culture predates colonialism and also religion. The haka is performed in a way to show unity, respect, and honoring the ancestors of the Maori people, and equating it to witchcraft perpetuates harmful stereotypes against indigenous people and their cultural practice, which you should know about, and also participating in dismissing the value of the cultural importance of how people should be allowed to celebrate their culture and not demonized for doing so.
If you deeply resonate with the Hakka as an ethnic minority in the United States, or even as an islander like myself, then you have to understand why it is extremely important for you to disassociate yourself with white supremacist ideals, and in turn gaze back at yourself and your own perception of your culture, background, and home. How do you view your own people? How do you view your culture, your religion, your practices? Because for many people, they resonate so deeply with the Hakka because it creates a strong sense of community, a powerful presence of a united front. You will know the Maori people as the Maori people no matter where they go because they're so deeply connected through their roots, their ancestors, and to each other in the Haka that whether you see it at a wedding, at a funeral, or at parliament, it will never cease to amaze you because this is what you see. Especially because in America, many of us don't have a good community, especially within our own demographics. And many of us who were born here have never even encountered such a strong sense of community. But if you're a minority, especially a black minority, community was taken from you. purposely, and it's your due diligence, but your own personal responsibility to help create it back. And so once more, if you resonate with the Haka the way that you say that you do, if the Haka speaks to you the way that you're claiming it does, then go to your community or create it and appreciate your roots and your cultures and your background and your music and your religions, everything that white supremacy has told you to forget. Look into it again.
So why did I come to the conclusion that Haka is demonic? So it talks about these gods, the god of summer and this goddess that came together and had a son. Well, according to my Bible, and as a blood-bought believer of Jesus Christ, I believe that there's only one God, and he's the King of Kings and he's the Lord of Lords, and his name is Jesus Christ. And any other God is considered a false god, which is known as a demon. And you may get offended or upset.
So you claim that anyone that performs the haka is demonic, and that you didn't misrepresent an entire culture, entire peoples. But that would literally mean anyone that performed the haka, including all of the Christians that have ever existed and performed the haka, because there are many people that identify as Maori, but they're also Christian. So does that make them demonic? Now I'm going to speak to you as a Christian, because that's all you seem to understand. The Lord looketh on the heart, not on the outward appearance, or not like if you're yelling or screaming, but the intent of your heart. How can you look these people in the eye and say that them coming together in the strength of unity for the intent to bring people together in peace is an evil spirit or demonic? How can you say that these students performing the haka, which is like the greatest honor in Maori culture, that this was done with ill intent? Now, many Christians have misrepresented this to be demonic. But do you know what she ripped up? This part of the bill. It says that Maori have certain rights. However, if the government decides that the rights of everyone, in other words, the government, because they're everybody, is more important than Maori, they can specifically take Maori land away from Maori. Because if you read the Treaty of Waitangi, it protects Maori and non-Maori and their rights to own land. But now with this new bill, they've added this conditional statement, if those rights differ from the government. So how is that pushing for equality? It's not. It's discrimination against Maori. So a lot of uneducated people will look on this and be like, oh, how childish, how ridiculous. So I'll speak to you how you understand. In Christian terms, although it looks like it may be screaming, you do not understand the historical context. That the haka was performed in the spirit in honor of our ancestors, our fallen, who died to create a peace treaty. That was the Treaty of Waitangi. And now the government, the current government, wants to undo that peace treaty. Undo all that our ancestors fought for, to discriminate specifically against Maori and to take their land. So if you're one of those people that have been pushing the agenda that Maori have been fighting for the basically inequality, like David Seymour. So although it says that everybody is equal before the law, it actually contradicts itself right before in Principle 2. So she wasn't doing this as an intimidation tactic
Oh yeah, I
in
think
order
I
to
seen
gain
this. Oops.
more power over people. It was in the defense of her people, and Western media, especially a lot of Christians, have gone above and beyond to demonize the haka.
Yeah, I did see
And
this. I
whatever
heard
happened
about
to the
them
Christian
before.
saying, judge not, lest ye be judged. With whatever measure ye meet, ye shall be measured to you again. If
I'm
you're
finna
going to
show y'all
call an
just in case
entire
you
race
didn't get
and
a chance to
culture
see the haka dance or whatever. Show me the haka dance protest.
Families across Michigan trust High Point Virtual Academy of Michigan with their child's education. And it's easy.
Yeah, I heard about them.
No ngā poti e whakahe.
The house is
The house is suspended until the ringing of the bells. The gallery is to be cleared.
Yeah, I think that was who they talking about. That was months ago though. I think that a while ago. I forgot about them. I didn't know that they was called the Maui people or something like that. Yeah, he didn't know what to do. Like, he like, oh shit, they turning up. I gotta get the fuck up out of here. We going to recess. Everything suspended. But yeah, she ripped that bill up, and then they got to talking that whatever she said. Everybody turned up. And that's what they saying now. They trying to take their land and then that demonize and stuff like that. But yeah, that spirituality stuff, that religion stuff, it always come with the back end, the underlay for the overlay. They say they come in the name of Christ, but they really come in the name of greed, and they covering it up with some religious stuff to make you think it's in a nice form and fashion. Cause how you gonna take their land and you going to court about it? Like, is that what would Jesus do? What would Jesus do? They like, oh, because y'all call him a different name, y'all don't believe in him. That's crazy. And the way that they worship him is not the way that y'all worship him. So it's like, you can't do it. That shit crazy though, but I don't know what this other stuff talking about. But it's getting interesting though. Like, you put your
Demonic.
own spin to
That's
it, however you
exactly
feel
what the
about
world
it.
will see in you.
The dark secrets that my church kept. Hey Jenny, I love watching your channel. I've never told anyone this story outside of church, but since your channel is all about exposing the truth and telling stories nobody else will, I figured I'll send you this one. You don't have to use my name, just say it came from someone who used to attend the church. So here it goes. A few months ago, our church went through a complete revamp. New name, new logo, new mission statement. Like they were trying to wipe away every trace of what came before. At first, I thought it was just some rebranding things. Churches do that sometimes. But then the whisper started. It began with a random woman who came to our Tuesday night prayer. She wasn't dressed like someone who belonged there. Big head wrap, long, colorful dresses, barefoot. She didn't say much, just listened. Then, after the service, she walked up to Deacon Myers and whispered something in her ears. Myers' face went completely pale, like ghost white. She left without saying a word. By the following Sunday, the pastor's wife, the first lady, was gone. No goodbye sermon, no farewell post on Facebook, nothing, just gone. The pastor disappeared the day after. We didn't get an explanation. The elders said that they were called away on a spiritual sabbatical and headed the church leadership to Brother Marcus. He's a good man, but it was obvious something was off. Then one night, I was outside after choir practice, smoking a cigarette behind the annex building. I know it's not very holy, but then that's when I heard two of the older church mothers talking near the back door. They didn't know I was there. One of them said, "Child, if the voodoo priest's wife hadn't been messy, would still be sitting under the Jezebel herself." My ears perked up all the way up. Turned out the first lady has gone to a voodoo priest not once, not twice, but 3 times, trying to put death spells on her own family, her own mother and sister. Something about an inheritance, some kind of property she didn't want to split. Okay. She tried to get their pictures and their name to the priest, but the twist, the pastor's wife was originally from our town and recognized the name. She had grown up with the pastor's sister and still had connections to the church. So instead of doing the work, she exposed the first lady, called one of the elders directly. That's when it all started crumbling. They said that the pastor was heartbroken, that he didn't even know that his wife had done this until the priest's wife told him herself. And when the news started to spread like wildfire among the inner circles, the only option they had was to flee. Not just from embarrassment,
but because they fear spiritual retaliations. Some say that the church is still cursed. That's why they changed the name, painted the walls, wiped out all the old altars, like a spiritual cleansing. But there's a weird energy there now. You can feel it when you walk in. Cold air in the back pews, light flickering near the old pastor's studies, and once during a service, a woman started convulsing out of nowhere. She swore she saw a dark veil walking down the center aisles. We don't talk about it in public. It's the church's dirty secret, but I needed someone to know. Thank you for listening, anonymous viewer. Okay, I've been trying to tell you, the churches be doing voodoo and stuff. The church members be going to the century priest or priestess to try to get some work done. You gotta be careful and stop judging people because they're not in the church. Instead, look inside the church to the people who sit next to you and say, neighbor, you be going to the witches too? You be lighting up candles too? You be doing some money spells too? Hell, ask the pastor. Did he put any gree bags or any, gree bags under the church to make sure that the people bring all their little money to the offerings? Okay? Because when people sit here trying to judge people who are more open with their stuff, you also got to look around to the people who are quiet or the ones who are always throwing God at you and the Bible at you 24/7. You got to look at those people too, because a lot of times those people will be the worst ones. They'll be the worst ones. Reading Psalms with the candle lit, talking about, oh, well, I'm just reading my Bible, man, you're casting a spell if you're reading the Psalm with the candle lit, even without the candle lit. But did you know that the book of Psalm is the most powerful book in the Bible? Well, not the most, but it's very spiritual book. And a lot of people who does spiritual work use the book of Psalms. And a lot of Christian people, whenever somebody do something to them, they'll be like, well, I'm going to read a Psalm behind this person so God can help me. Yeah, you're doing some spell work, ma'am. That's what it is. You're doing spell work. If you're reading a psalm against somebody else, you're doing spell work. So all that judgmental mentality y'all all have, you can miss me with that stuff. Anyways, that's the story for today. I hope you enjoy. Love you guys. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. If you're watching me on TikTok, hello. If you're watching me on
My bad.
Where to defend the use of crystals, she actually responded. So she calls herself a witch, but we will actually call her by the name that God calls her, Jasmine. So Jasmine reached out and she wants to go live. And of course, y'all know, I agree.
Just for clarification, if your goal is to call me by the name in which God calls me, I wonder if you can hear God's voice at all, because my name is Ebony. It's actually the name that I gave you in the first video. I know you weren't paying too much attention. You were a little hung up on the fact that I acknowledged you, which does worry me just a smidge, that you have the ability to hear, but the inability to listen and comprehend, or at the very least pay attention, and none of those things bode well for a good conversation. Jasmine is the name that I gave the internet permission to call me, and by your definition, I guess that would make me God. You could call me God if you want to, but I'd be more comfortable if you call me Jazz for tonight. And I saw the people in your comment section wanting to be aware that I won't have this conversation in good faith, but most of them have never seen a piece of my content outside of my response to Pastor Mike or maybe Theus Brooks. They're unaware of my friendships with people like Chaplain Kevin or Pastor Christian A. Smith, who was actually the first person to guest star on my show that aired on Easter Sunday. Most of them do not make an attempt to understand because they're scared it would trigger an empathy for me, and that would take away from the way in which they enjoy demonizing me because they believe they have the authority to judge me. Watching the engagement in your comment section was so strange to me because one person said Jasmine had to write the scriptures on the inside of her eyelids in order to quote them, "Be careful, children of Christ, this is how the devil deceives." And that comment had 162 likes. I fear you're being supported by a very unserious bunch. So while you're praying for my deliverance, I'll be praying that God shows you how to utilize the critical thinking and intelligence that you complimented me for having. See you tonight at 8. So getting into idolatry, when you said you tried to record the video that you made in reference to me a few times, you get your hair right, your makeup right, is that not making those things an idol?
No, because I felt like it was literally when I opened it up before, I said, I feel like this is Holy Spirit led. I literally felt like the Lord told me to do this. Because who knows, maybe he wanted us to go live, to plant some seeds, whether either side, he wanted us to do this. So I literally was like, bro, I'm going to post this thing tomorrow morning. But I just felt a urge to post this thing. So it wasn't idolatry. I believe it was me being obedient.
She missed the question.
Can I ask you why you wear hair and makeup?
Why do I wear hair and makeup? Just because I want to, but if the Lord ever told me to stop wearing extensions, stop wearing makeup, I would totally do it.
I believe it's either First Peter or Second Timothy that talks about not wearing elaborate hair, perfumes, rings.
Is your child struggling with a gaming addiction? Major companies behind games like Minecraft, Fortnite, and Roblox.
I know what scripture you're talking about, and that is out of context. It says, do not rely on, do not display your beauty with that, but your beauty should come from your outward appearance. So the Bible doesn't say don't. What's that?
Pull it up. Yes, First Peter 3:4. You should not come from, or your beauty should not come from outward adornment. But that's not the same scripture.
It is the same scripture. So
First Timothy 2:9 is the scripture that I'm referencing. So those cannot be the same scripture because one is First Timothy, one is First Peter. Those are two different.
Peter 2:9. Hold on 1 second.
It says, I also want the women to dress modestly with decency and propriety.
I'm trying to charge my phone. I'm holding the charger in it. This one.
Sometimes changes pearls to rings, so it doesn't even include pearls. But I digress.
Yeah.
Those are separate.
Give me those scriptures then.
Sure.
What is the one where you're saying that it's not?
Was First Timothy 2:9. The one that you're referencing is First Peter chapter 3, verses 3-4.
All right, so let me go to 1 Peter 2:9. 1 Peter 2:9. But you are just a generation.
First Timothy 2:9. First Peter 3:3-4. They're two different scriptures. So First Timothy 2:9 says, I also want the women to dress modestly with decency and propriety. That's that scripture. The one that you mentioned about beauty should not, be an outward display, but an inward one. That's First Peter. So those are two.
First Peter 3:9. So that's to talk about your beauty should not be merely outward. So we're good on that. But your scripture is your scripture. What is it? I'm sorry.
First Timothy 2:9.
1 Timothy 2:9. In like manner also the women adorn themselves in modest apparel with propriety and moderation, not with braided hair or gold or costly clothing. So yeah. So what it says here, I'm sorry?
Braids.
What is it? The
Oh yeah, I know that I have the braids, but it says the women adorn themselves with modest apparel. So I am still being modest, but it's nowhere saying that we cannot wear hair or. Okay, so let me see.
I also saw you in a purple fit, super cute. I loved it. It's a good color on you, but it was short. It was definitely not to the knees. That one wasn't.
Oh, sometimes I may miss the mark. I'm a Christian and I'm only saved by grace.
I just like to show how sometimes we do things like this. We miss the mark, but you're online calling out other people for missing the mark.
And I can always admit when I miss the mark. I can even tell you my testimony. Like, I am a woman who had 2 abortions. So I don't come as a judgmental person without letting people know that I had sinned. But if we talk about if this
abortions,
I did. That's my testimony. I'm sorry?
That's missing the mark? How?
Yeah, because it's murder. You shall not kill.
So why'd you kill?
Because I was in sin. I wasn't a Christian at the time. And I repented and I came to Christ.
So you were forgiven of your sins?
By the blood of Jesus, yes.
I can be forgiven of my sins.
Absolutely.
But do you know what sins I have committed?
I don't.
So let he who is without sin cast the first stone.
And I didn't cast the first stone. I
cast many stones.
Jasmine, I told you when I first made the video, it wasn't for you. It was literally to expose false doctrine and rightly divide the word of truth. And I came to you and I said, again, you're trying to hold this against me because I literally teach you.
I'm showing you how it doesn't add up.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, Jasmine, when we first started, I said, if I did anything to offend you, I apologize. That wasn't my intention. So do you accept my apology? We're going to keep bringing this thing up.
No, it is the people. I'm just showing how you go back and forth into the scripture.
Yeah, so I think we also have to be clear about which judgmental, because also with scripture, the Bible says that the word of God is sharper than any double-edged sword, cutting through joint and marrow. So is it judgment or could it be conviction?
I don't
That's
know.
up
She's
to
just waiting for your own interpretation, which we're not supposed to do either.
and I'm relying on the Holy Spirit. So it, like I said, like we can agree to disagree.
You know, I'm not relying on the Holy Spirit.
Because you said you're a witch. There's no Christian witches.
How do you know that? There are a ton of Christians.
It's unbiblical. If God says do not turn to sorcery, how can you live in sin and say that you're operating in
What
the
about
spirit?
what I do is actually sorcery? Because I fear you don't know the origins, the etymology behind the word witch. And I like educated Christians. I like when people don't just study the Bible. I like when they actually study the origins of the words used in the Bible. But because there are so many different translations, it takes a little while to see how they all sync up and how sometimes you are going to continue to miss the mark because you don't know what this word actually means. You don't know how.
Well, you know, like I continue to study my word.
In Christianity, theology, or anything of that
So
sort.
let me ask you this, Jasmine. If I'm misunderstanding you, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Do you operate with the power of the Holy Spirit when you operate and do your works?
And if I say yes, then where does this conversation go?
Then I would say that you need to repent for saying that you're a witch and give glory to where it's due, which is with Jesus
But
Christ.
what if the Holy Spirit has called me to say things in this manner so I can have
God
conversations?
will never share his glory with anyone.
I think the biggest problem was you made that video and you said, I'm going to teach you how to defend yourself against a witch. And you failed to teach all of these people.
I succeeded, in my opinion. I mean, hey, if God is for me, who can be against me? So you can bring the spirit of accusation, which I rebuke. But I know if God is for me, who can be against
what you said. That's
I just said that I failed, but through Christ Jesus, I am victorious. So whether you feel like I failed, that's completely fine to you, but I am who Christ says that I am. I'm not a nigga. I'm not a witch. I'm a daughter of the King, and I stand on that word. So
you know you are not a nigga. But that has nothing to do with anything that we're talking about.
It's the way Christians have all of the audacity in the world to basically attack other people's religion, but then as soon as they call them out on their BS, everybody wants to throw God and say you're going to hell, even though they can't even quote the psalm or the chapter in the Bible that they're trying to quote. They can't even remember the proper psalms. And I'm glad that she had this debate with Jasmine because Jasmine knows her stuff. And my thing is, usually they'll go to church. Christian people will go to church and pick up some sermon that the pastor talked about on Sunday and then basically come and try to debate with people. Oh, well, now because they know so much. My thing is, a lot of them don't even pick up the Bible to actually read the Bible to understand it, if they even read the Bible at all. A lot of the information that they usually try to argue with you with is usually information that is read maybe within a day and then try to memorize it just to kind of come at you with it, and or information that they pick up from Bible school, Bible study, or something like that. But it's never because they actually truly know the information. For example, this lady was literally wearing weave, makeup, and everything, and you can tell that she put makeup and all that to look more glamorous and presentable, which I love, as you should be doing, especially when you're on camera or try to talk to people or anything like that. You should look your best. But in my opinion, you're telling people, oh, the Bible says you shouldn't be, wearing makeup and hair and stuff like this. Meanwhile, you literally have braids on your head, man. Like, what do you mean? And you literally have makeup on your face. So what do you mean? And you're talking about how you wore this shirt clothes that you are judging other people off of, but you're wearing the same shirt clothes, talking about, oh, you fell short. Well, if you fell short, which means, you sin, because that's what it means, oh, you sin and you fell short. Just because you're in a better position now doesn't make it okay for you to start judging other people who also fall short. You know what I mean? So it's like you hurry up and try
Jasmine,
to do
the one
better
that
in
had
God's
the
eyes,
she was the one on the left.
before you to turn around and judge people who have not reached the position that you've reached in their belief and their spirituality. It's like basically trying to
Yeah, that's
be
crazy,
religion
ain't it?
just so you can throw
Can
it in
tell that
everybody's face
she's
and say, look, I know
Black
this and
witch,
you
huh?
don't, so therefore you are not worthy of his love or God's love, or you are not worthy of it because you don't know the information that I do. Meanwhile, you're just hiding behind the book and you really don't know the information for real. And that's exactly what this lady is giving. Like, she looked like those people who become Christians just so they can look down on other people who are not Christians. Or if you don't know the word as much as she does, so she can look down upon you and make you feel like shit because you don't know the word. I mean, the whole Christianity and the whole people attacking other people because they
Like if you was just hearing this and you ain't see it, you probably would have thought Jasmine was black. You wouldn't have knew it, right? Because like who think that black witches or whatever even exist, or they talk like that, or they know the Bible, or you know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to titles and stuff like that, it get weird. Cause do you see how they was just arguing with each other? They both, well, one of them was attacking the other one. I ain't gonna say they both, but they was arguing because one was on to attack the other one, and she didn't even know what she was talking about. She was just trying to make herself look good for her platform, and then when she got on there talking to somebody that know what they talking about, she was looking dumb, and she was like, "That's just in my opinion, though." With that little debate they
don't
had.
know as much as you do, or they're not in the position, or they're not in this place where they can, I don't know, wear dressed out, sweeps the
Yeah.
floor every time they go to church. Therefore, you're going to judge them because they're not there yet. You know,
Yeah, people
if
be attacking,
Christianity,
and I'm not even one either. That's what brought me into spirituality. Like, man, people want to argue. They want to be on some old, you know, y'all want to watch some deeper shit though, cause this stuff get dope. Like, yeah, that's Jenny. Jenny be having the good shit, and her shit get deep. She be having it. She drop a lot too. That's why I fuck with her every day. But yeah, man,
So why do I start things and never
I'm
finish
finna
them?
give
This
y'all
was
some
due
good
to
stuff. This
something
shit
called
be
law
getting
of
good.
sustainment. In psychology, the law of sustainment, if you want to write this down,
Wait, hold on.
is LOS. The law of sustainment states that you cannot sustain actions, aka be consistent with actions that directly conflict with how you see yourself. And so,
Yo, what's up, family? In today's video, we'll be looking at creepy and strange TikToks that will make you question reality. Dang, that sounds crazy. Yo. Anyways, let's get to it. San Jacinto, California. Did I say that right? Yo, what's up with that door? Somebody trying to get up out of there, or is it just rocking like that? I look like somebody trying to hit that one.
I don't know. I think so. I think it's one of those that you open on the outside.
Yeah, the Bible dope. I like to read it too, get different perspectives from it every time I read it. I hate videos like this. Like, what am I looking
Trying
at?
to make me drink Ciroc the whole time. And I have my own liquor. And I'm like, why you keep trying to make me drink Ciroc? And then, like, I finally said, and I switched the drink on him. So if you look at the tape, I switch it. So he pours me a drink, and then I go like that. And then he drinks it, and he ends up stupid drunk.
I got shot of Ciroc. I think I'm in with you. You want me to shot too? Then?
But why you gotta put the ice in the shot?
Because you gotta be sophisticated.
All right, you're gonna have ice cubes. I don't know you're gonna have to do a shot with ice cubes.
Yes, you got a little fucking shot with ice cubes.
Shout out to
This
Puff.
is good shit. No, you gotta give me a little more than that. Oh, no, that's good. That's good. I'm sorry. Sorry, I didn't look at it. Sorry, Dave. Please, forgive me. Forgive me, Dave. All right, and you want to take a shot? Let's get shots around.
Can I pour it?
Oh, you want me to pour you? He's a gangster. When a nigga tell you he want him to pour your shot, that's so good.
I just poured yours.
All right, well, we even. Look. You gonna take my look at that. I'm in. Let's do it. I told you.
What do you mean? Why do you think it's not? This might have been trying to drug me, but I do want to know, like, yo, why did you want me to drink so much that day? And now you over there. And, it's like, now all of a sudden I'm the villain. You was my man. I don't know what happened. It's like when you go over there, you got to make a choice.
We
consider.
Yo, anybody see that video with what was it, Fat Joe and Nori? It was like, welcome to the Illuminati. Y'all remember that?
30 billion pounds of beef in this country alone annually. The average size of a beef cow at harvest is 1,300 pounds. If we do the math here, this is 230 million cows that we harvest every single year for consumption in the United States. Let's take it a step further. On every farm, there's going to be genetics and breeding that stay on the farm that are never harvested simply to keep the meat quality and quantity going. There are 614 million acres of farmland registered according to ChatGPT. And if we do the math here, the average farm has 10 cows grazing per acre. You do the math. 614 million acres of farmland, 230 million cows harvested a year. That leaves 5, 1 male, 4 breeding females. That is a total of 500 million cattle on a farm. It's impossible. Do the math. Where's our food coming from?
Yo, where is the food coming from? Like, for real. This reverb. Hello. Is it the headphones? Is the headphones?
Here go the industry.
It's like echoey.
This game.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Much love.
They let her have it too. That's sad.
So I don't know why this isn't getting much coverage, but a whole village in Switzerland just disappeared, y'all. The entire village of Blatten gone. Flattened by a glacier-fled flood that ripped through it like it had a mission. They're calling it a birch storm, which the glacier consists of ice, mud, and snow. This is crazy, y'all.
On geophysicists of all birds here, a glacier has just collapsed onto the Swiss town of Blatten, high up in the Swiss Alps. There has been an evacuation order in place for many days now. They airlifted out the cows. All the people left. Well, now the glacier has collapsed onto the town, and Blatten has been flattened. They were originally concerned about the collapse of a mountain slope high above the town, but underneath that mountain slope was the Birch Glacier that also showed signs of destabilizing, and that is exactly what happened today. A huge avalanche of ice, rock, and mud slid down the slopes and now has basically covered the entire village of Blatten, so it's basically wiped off the map, but the mountain slope still is yet to fully destabilize, and so this could get filled up significantly more once that occurs, and that is looking very imminent.
They say the people were able to make it out to safety, although there was one missing person. But this is crazy, y'all. There should be more coverage on the news about this. Why isn't nobody talking about this? This goes hand in hand with the volcanoes that is erupting all over the world, y'all. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Like, follow, and share for more videos like this. Let's ship this here. Let's get it. Peace in.
Prayers. Y'all think that's man-made?
Did y'all hear anything about that? Like Switzerland having problems? I ain't heard nothing about it. This is where I get my news from, though.
When I was young, I was taught to believe in God. And I grew up with a belief in God, that there was an intelligence that governed my life, that I could not see, that was vast and beyond my human understanding, and it was comforting. As I got older, I began to realize that beyond believing in God, I would have to perceive in God. Beyond believing in God, I have to perceive in God, meaning, now that I believe that there is a God, I have to walk, talk,
I got older, I began to say, you know what, you're not even over there, you're way up in here. So to really show you respect, God, to really acknowledge your presence, I gotta act like you. I gotta allow you to come through me. I have to really begin to let go of what I believe you are and let you show me who you are. And so I began to perceive in God. And that means I began to look through a single eye, not just my two-fish eyes here, which is believing in God. I began to perceive God through a single vision. And that single vision is I had to act God out. What would God do in this situation, in that situation, in this situation? I had to act that out. When I began to act God out, a certain power came over me.
Yeah, that's dope, ain't it?
Of rap and MCing, when I began to act like God, oh man, I'm rocking parties. I'm at any battles that I'm dealing with, I'm slapping MCs. I'm moving through the world with power. That power was addictive. And I wanted to drink more of this power of God, this idea of perceiving.
Yeah, that's KRS-One.
I don't need
He a rapper. Old school.
I don't need help. I drink poison and I'm still alive. I don't need. Suddenly I'm not afraid anymore because God is with me. Because I believe that I perceive that there's no more me. There is only God. And now I have a power, and that power became addictive. And that addictiveness made me drink more of God. In a nutshell, or in a sentence, I realized that, and it makes me chuckle, because I realized that God is the air that I breathe, that I'm not even responsible for my own consciousness, my own sense of being aware. I'm not responsible for that. This substance, this thing right here, this, whatever this is, this right here, we think it's air. But I realized that if I stop, close my nose and mouth for 4 minutes, if I'm separated from this substance for 4 minutes, my heart don't stop. My brain don't even stop. My body functions don't stop. The first thing I lose is consciousness. I pass out. I can no longer stay aware. So I started to say, well, wait a minute. I'm not just breathing in air. I'm breathing in consciousness. I'm inhaling and exhaling God itself. And this air is conscious. That linked me up with quantum physics, where they got the new string theory and how strings are vibrating in certain ways. It gives you air, or gives you a tree, or gives you a human being. That everything is conscious. Not just the life that I have, but the clothes that I'm wearing, the air, everything is conscious on some level. It is vibrating. It has a purpose. It has a point. It has a point of view. Everything. So I began to see God as everything. Everything is God. And in me. And everything. So I said, wow, what a way to live. Everything is God. I'm everything. And there's no limitations. Let me keep breathing. Let me just keep breathing. And just keep breathing and taking in what the conscious universe is trying to tell me.
Now that one, I know gonna corrupt.
Yeah, you see how I feel when I say I'm spiritual? Where I get my thoughts from, my ideologies. And then with Buddhism, it gets deeper into that. Buddhism teaches you basically chakras, teach you how to align with the universe.
It's for entertainment purposes. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts.
He has something he wants to say about school. Here is his extra point. Another high school yesterday, this one in Florida, 17.
Yeah, I love it.
Report I saw.
Buddhism.
And everybody sends their thoughts and prayers again because that works so well. This is the 18th high school in America this year, and we have 10 and a half months to go. We've had 290 since 2013. We average about one a week, but there's just nothing we can do. If it was a Muslim or a Mexican doing the shoot, how many new laws and how much money would we spend then to stop the madness? But since it's almost always a white kid, there's just nothing we can do. America has 5% of the world's population, and yet 31% of the world's mass shootings. We're worried about people coming to this country. They should be worried about us going to theirs. Australia had 4 mass shootings between 87 and 96. They passed stricter gun laws and haven't had a single mass shooting since. And here I thought, guns don't kill, people do. Is this the people we are? Last time I said we need to find a way to stop a nut with a gun, and that's all I said. I get an email saying, I'm saving my last bullet to put it right between your eyes. Just another responsible gun owner in America, and I'm taking all bets he's a white guy. So there's just nothing we can do. I'm Dale Hansen. It's getting harder to enjoy the day.
Hey, I want to know what led up to that conversation. I feel like we came in the middle of the conversation.
Mm-hmm. They love doing the commercials.
Did you know snow was created by heart as well? Yes, snow is man-made because they know that we can't take negative weather.
The primary seeding agent in this is silver iodide. Silver iodide is a simple compound.
Yeah, it is. Wow.
Water in nature, like water, so there's chemical properties that help attract water molecules.
There used to be a lot of cowboys and cowgirls down there, though. I think that's probably why. They had a different lifestyle down there in Texas.
So it helps generate or helps.
My bad, I'm eating some trail mix, but I think it's like they're down there because y'all got I'm not sure what it's like. I never even been down there. But from the movies I see on TV, it looked like it's a lot of land, like flat land down there. Like maybe desert or just real flat plains. One thing about the Midwest is real like hilly up here. It look like mountains and stuff, but it's not. But our grounds is like real hilly. Except when you get to Illinois, it's like a long stretch of flat plain, like long cornfields. Yeah, that's what I thought it would be like. I've never been down there though. I'm just assuming, but I think that's why y'all laws like that when it come down to that. And then what y'all think about the snow? I mean, up here we get it a lot. It's not nothing unnatural to us, but who knows if it could really be a natural thing, you know? Because sometimes it snows in odd months that it shouldn't snow in, but I don't know. What y'all think about that and about this type of stuff? I usually do entertainment news too, but they come in and out of this stuff too. But it usually be about like worldly stuff going on or whatever. Like it be all topics. So don't be surprised if some that you really like pop up on here or some that you might not know of. It just be all type of things. But we could always skip through it.
On the generation of ice buildup, and then that becomes a hailstone or a snowflake that falls here primarily as rain.
A video of the ritual was leaked. Watch carefully.
Yeah, I think it is. That's some crazy stuff. I can't go to no concert if they doing stuff like that. I'll get up and leave so fast. That shit is ridiculous.
If they are doing this out in the open, what else could they be doing? Because
Me too, though. Yeah, I could vouch for you on that one. I don't want to give it all in detail, but yeah, if y'all new to my page, go ahead, subscribe, and yeah, like, comment. But yeah, I've seen them before. I ain't gonna say where, when, but just like you say, it's like a real person with blue eyes, but you know everything is like that. They was just sitting there. I was like, oh, it was one person. I don't know if it was a boy or girl, but it was the weirdest thing, man. It just gave me the chills. It was like, ugh, I couldn't believe it. I ain't never really seen it again, but yeah, I could vouch for you on that one.
The clip before that, is that
Putting this out in the open. What else could they be doing? Because
the clip before that? Is that facts? Is that facts? Or is that
Yeah,
cat?
me
Like,
too.
was
It's
that a
crazy, ain't
made
it?
up clip, man? Y'all fact check that for me. I think they've been
I
doing it,
was too. Like I ain't know what to think.
bro. Come on, bro. They've been doing, to me, one of the best things I always say when it comes to some of this shit that we see. And people be like, no, that can't happen because if it was, it's too obvious. Was always the obvious. You watch somebody out there who would never believe this clip. Or there's some people that is just, they send it to the point where the universe knows they're not thought.
And he walks in with a
Yeah,
black
my
eye.
bad.
So the father of Mars travel walks into the house that's not white for his last day. A congratulate Mars travel. And he walks in with a black eye. So the father of Mars travel walks into the house that's not white for his last day. A congratulations and a key to the house that's not white, and he has a black eye. And TikTok, this is just the news. Episode 4. I'm not saying anything. I'm saying the obvious. He walked in with a black eye. A black eye. Never mind. 1000% unrelated, not relevant whatsoever. Last night, he posted this very, very weird AI image of this bull-looking thing. A crowd of bull people. This is the only reason the video is labeled AI. But there's something weird about these bull, especially this one right here. Something is mighty, mighty, mighty familiar. I just can't put my finger on it. The picture is completely irrelevant. I'm just using it to help me think. By the way, completely unrelated again, I actually just filmed a crazy video on YT about this entity right here. He had said it was caused by his son X. X must be extremely strong at his age. And go back and watch the video, but there's a lot of redding in his eye. Anyways, hope your eye feels better.
Yeah, nah, that was a little fake. She come down when he start running up. Assalamualaikum. I didn't see nothing, did y'all?
Yeah, I did. Did y'all see it? Should I go back?
This is nasty work. I told y'all snow is man-made. It's not natural.
Until recently, the evidence for cloud seeding was working, but research has finally shown unequivocally that it works. And with seeding agents, Blustering says that Idaho Power Season 11.
Man, this get good.
Iron Beam is the industry-leading broker catering to traders worldwide. With the free Iron Beam.
This is what the programs look like.
Hey, what's going on? Zach Crawford here, and I want to talk about the recommended tool stack in order to build your business. So, first off, number one, they'll give you different options depending on your budget.
Maybe we could look up there, see it.
And I understand not everybody has additional money to invest. But one thing I want you to understand is that there is no such thing as building a business for 100% free. And for any of the people that essentially are going to be like a your mindset, because I was kind of that way too when I first started. I was $50,000 in debt. But what I can tell you is the in the early stages, I always found a way. I was $50,000 in debt, but I always found a way to invest in business.
But these the courses. This is what the courses look like. What I offer.
Investing in yourself and your business, the harder it will be to grow at a faster rate. And I wanted to point that out to you because a lot of people have this mindset where they want to do everything for free. And they think just because of the fact that it's like an online business, for whatever reason, there's not expenses. And if you would think outside in the real world, right? Like when I say real world, I mean like a physical location. They have an insane amount of expenses before they can even open the doors. Like they got to get a building, and then they have monthly rent, and they got the electric, and then they got to stock everything in the store or whatever they're doing, a pizza restaurant. It's so much more affordable when you build an online business.
So this one of my mentors right here. And then this another program. This one, let me put them next to each other. All right, this could come down. And this is what I be meaning by like the done for you. Like this is an email system for the newsletters going out for the webinar happening Friday. Just copy the whole thing and then put it into my email system and send it to y'all. But and this the hold on, let me go back. So yeah, let me move this over. And I'm trying to hold one in one hand. I got two hands. All right, so this the affiliate marketing program where you sell. And let me show you. I think this was it. Oh yeah. This just explains like how
what's
it
going on,
works
guys? Zach Crawford here.
with the AI bot and everything like that. And I'll go over more with that. But this is the cash machine, and I got the link in the bio too with this. So if y'all ever want to check it out, and then the courses and whatnot. But this is the digital marketing with the other. And we're doing a 90-day run on this one. So every day for 90 days, it's just a different video to help you get motivated and stay motivated and what action to take for the day. This a video about how to go viral, and this about tracking your system. This about call to actions, blueprint to success, and everyone just like this. Like if y'all want some motivation, this my other mentor. But before this, let me go back to the community so y'all can see like how many people in here you can ask for help. And then we having a support. Let me show you the calendar too. For today, we're gonna have a call at 2:00, a Zoom call to how to support your customers. This is a meeting for everybody want to learn more about that as far as a business owner. And later on in the day, we'll be having a tech call. So if you need help with your website and setting up different little stuff like that, that's what those about. Then you go back to the classroom where they have more products. And all these are different products like the mindset training. And these are pretty dope. I think one of y'all seen this the other day. We was going over one. It's about like, where's your attention? No, I just play one. There's another mentor. It's a lot of mentors in the program. So you work for yourself, but not by yourself. You always got somebody to learn from.
You guys, this is going to be
And she the other mentor,
an
Michelle.
amazing call today.
She the one
So
started
what
this
I would like you
program.
guys to do, put in the chat where you're
These
watching
my
from,
blogs. Hold on.
and I'm
I
really
drop these
excited
daily too.
about this because just a second. Okay. Inside of our mastermind, we have brought in a leadership coach, right? She actually goes by Empowerment Leadership Coach, and she did a business identity training for the mastermind. And I couldn't take notes fast enough. I'm telling you guys, it was so good. And so I had spoke with her, and I asked her if she would be willing to come on and do one for the digital growth community. And so I'm so excited, you guys, for her. She is literally going to be the face of our leadership and mindset and really help you guys break free from the things that are holding you back. So I'm going to let Michelle take over because she's going to give you guys a little bit better introduction. I was in awe of her training. Like literally, you guys, I took so many notes. So take notes today. Get rid of your distractions because she's going to help get your mind right so you can achieve your goals in 2025. So Michelle, let you take it away.
Yes. Well, hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. No, this is not a tech call, okay? Jen is normally the moderator for me, but we're flipping the roles today, which is really fun and exciting for me to see. Jen is somebody that I've known for years. The relationship that we have is literally, we're like sisters in many ways. And the funny thing is that she's coached me and I have coached her, and we've just have learned so much from each other. And Jen is just, I mean, you guys are going to be smoking water here in just a second. I mean, this, if you are stuck, you are going to be unstuck today. There's just, and if that is if you choose to want to be unstuck today. So I'm really excited to introduce Jen Stillion. She's amazing. You guys are going to love her. And we're just,
And this the community, the school app we all hang out on. This is where I do my live mentorship on here too. So if you want my mentorship, we all be on this community. If you want to learn from anybody else, we all on here. We all do the same thing. We make money online. We all work for ourselves, but not by ourselves. I'm learning from them. They learn from me. We all learn from each other. And we have fun making money online. So, yup, this me right here in my profile. And this what you'll have access to, the community, me, our live mentorship, or if one-on-ones, whatever, you know.
me and Michelle and Jenna, we're just so excited to be just creating so many things for you guys just to get your mind right? 2025, like we're here to make bigger impact. And I think a lot of you guys are seeing that in the community. Like we're just barely starting. We're really starting. So Jen, I'm excited. Jen, don't forget to share your screen.
Thank you very much.
And take it away, my friend.
All right, everybody, I'm excited to be here. You probably have seen me. Let me see, make sure this is shared. Michelle, can you see my screen?
Yes, I do.
Woo, I did it. So, you guys, you probably have seen me moderating for Michelle on the tech calls or the Friday onboarding calls. Well, you probably did not know this, but this is what I do for a living. I've been an entrepreneur for over 15 years, and I'm excited to bring what we're going to talk about today. It's such a game changer. I swear you will have the shift, because when I learned this, when I had a mentor who taught me this, my mind was blown away. And so I'm so thrilled. So I'm going to go ahead and do my little presentation here. Okay, and this is what it's about. Where is your attention? Let me open up my chat because I'm going to be asking you guys questions.
Have a good night.
Show
chat. Let's
But
see.
yeah, peace and blessings. I'm glad this able to help you. That's what I'm here for. Here to present the information to anybody that may need this or could use this opportunity. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely subscribe back. Peace and blessings. Thanks for tuning in.
Second, you guys. I love it because I want to see how you guys are interacting. So, where is your attention? This is the theme of the whole entire presentation. And this is such a simple concept, but it's going to literally probably shake you in your bones. That's how it was for me. And this is a powerful, simple tool that's going to help you navigate as you're learning how to be. For those of you who are brand new as an entrepreneur, if you've been new for about a year or 2 years, you're still very new. You're going to learn this about how to navigate where your attention is through your business and through your life. So, my friends, I don't know who's there we go, drawing on my thing here. But before we begin, first of all, I want you guys to take your hands off your keyboard, put it in your lap, and let's keep the chat to a minimum. I want you to close your eyes for a minute. Just close your eyes. We're going to set the stage. We're going to quiet the noise, the distractions, and we're going to connect with our breath. I want you to take a big, deep breath in. I want you to hold it for 5 seconds. And then slowly exhale for another 5 seconds. Now I want you to think about the first thought you had this morning. Was it about excitement for the day, or was it worry and stress? Think about that for a second. And I want you to keep that thought in mind, because we're going to explore something fun and fascinating together. Keep that thought in mind. So let me ask you this. Where is your attention right now in this moment? Is it here with me, fully being present, or are you drifting away, caught in the thought loop, right, about what's next? What's Jen gonna do? What's she gonna say? What's missing? What might go wrong, right? Because here's the truth. Wherever your attention is, that is where you are. Wherever your mind is going is where you are. So if you are drifting away from the past and thinking about all the things you did yesterday, or you're worrying about the what ifs tomorrow, you're not living in the present moment. You're being attached to the past or attached to the future. You're living in realms that do not exist. So wherever your attention is where you are. And this is the unfortunate, this is the sad news. Most of us are living in places we don't want to be. We're living in the realm of the past or the future. We're not living in the moment. But guess what? We're going to change that today. Okay? We're going to change that. And this is why I'm here to help you shift immediately. So, who am I really quick? You're like, who is this girl coming in? I'm Jen Stillion. Okay?